Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Talk. And also, we have a special guest tonight joining us for the Coffee Talk. And I think some of you guys may already know him. He has a very fantastic, very smooth voice. And of course, I'm talking about SmoovDMasamune, the one and only. I absolutely love this guy. Everybody go check him out and follow him. We're going to get a shout out going right now. And everything else, Smooth, say hello. Welcome on in,
Checking the
man.
mic, checking the mic, checking the mic, checking the mic, checking the
There
mic,
we
checking the mic, checking the
go.
mic.
All right. Let me know if his audio levels are a little bit too low or not. He's looking good on my
Y'all
OBS,
hear
but I
me?
don't want him to be, too quiet or too loud. Danny Phantom, let's go! Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, this has been a long time coming, Smooth. Like, I really wanted to get you on here too. Like, man, I've been wanting to get you on the Coffee Talk for a while. That's for sure.
It's been in the planning stages for quite some time.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Dude, too loud? He's too loud? Okay. Alright, then let me bump that down a little bit.
My apologies,
How
for.
is that then? Talk about your day so far, Smooth. How was your day? Did you get anything interesting? Anything interesting for an experience, or what exactly? How'd your day go?
Man, the day has just been pretty solid. This week I've been spending most of and my family is gone right now, so they went on a family trip on a cruise ship to both the Bahamas and to
Ooh.
Jamaica. So
Ooh.
that was a 5 day trip, and with me, I have my son with me because something about my son being on a giant ship for 5 days just didn't sit well with me. So I was just like, you know what, I want you to go, and because our other kids are older, so I
Yeah.
want you to go, and that way you have a chance to just enjoy yourself as an adult, and just let me stay here with my son. So this is the last day of that vacation, and me and my son have just been spending our time together, man.
Hell
It's my
yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
So today, he caught a little bit of a cough at some point this week, but
Oh
it
no.
broke. It
Oh, it
broke
broke? Oh, thank
last.
goodness.
Yeah, it broke last night. It didn't last no longer than like a day. So today he
Oh,
was back in
wow.
full force. He was back in full force. The energy was up to 11 like he always is. So it was just
Hell
fun
yes,
having to see
dude.
him back up there. And now, for his school, they started putting him on the bus. Originally, I was taking him and my wife was picking him up, but now he's on the bus and he just loves being on the bus. So that
That's
energy and seeing him
great.
happy, that's what I aim for.
Dude, that is awesome. I mean, father of the year right here, I think. And honestly, I hear you on that whole late start, huh? What do you mean late start, Krugon? Welcome into the Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk is starting actually earlier than it normally does because we got a guest on. Which Krugon, if you're not following here, let me actually get this Twitch dot TV slash
Same
smooth
here. Oh, we got a central guy. Same here.
D Masamune. There we go. Twitch.tv slash smooth. I think I spelled that right. Yep, there we go. Thorn, thank you. Thorn is already on that shit. Fuck yeah. But 10 p.m. here. Interesting. Very interesting, Grugon. But yeah, no, this is a guest star tonight. We have SmoovDMasamune. If you're not following him, go follow him. He's an awesome guy from Chicago. He's got that smooth voice, and he's also got them awesome streams. So go check him out. Nothing but awesome stuff going on over there. I use the word awesome a lot. Sorry. What was you saying?
I was just saying good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to Mr. Krugon. Welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And see, it's funny, but like that people go, oh yeah, no, I just like had this vibe, and like I didn't know if I should send him out there. And I'm glad you listened to it because I can tell you there are so many times people just go, even just minor shit, right? Even just minor stuff. Somebody goes, I don't know, like I just had this vibe, right? That's usually how it goes nowadays. People just say, I had a vibe, I didn't know about it, but like I didn't want to take any chances, so like kept your son home because you didn't. Just something about him being on a boat for 5 days. You're just, I don't know. And good call, good call. maybe something might have happened. I don't know, but you like felt that vibe. And you're going, And
Last time I didn't trust my gut. This is gonna be a little bit of a story, background story, but I've
more
always been
background stories, the
a
better.
spiritual. Well, I've always been a spiritual person in nature. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
that's a very nuanced conversation that we can have some other time. But the
Absolutely.
last time that I didn't trust that was when I got shot.
There you go. And so a gunshot survivor right here, and pretty
Yes.
interesting story too. I remember when you first told me about that. It was like, I think it was, oh man, it's almost like earlier this year or last year when I had like first started out and you'd first started popping in and everything. And I remember hearing that story and I was just going, wow. Do you want to like share a little bit of that story? Because that would be pretty cool for us to get to know you. But if you feel like you're not comfortable sharing it right now, that's okay. We can share it later or another time if you want. What do you think?
No, we can definitely get in
All
it
right,
right
let's
now. We can
go.
get into that.
Right out of the gate,
So,
let's go.
uh, I feel I call that, if anybody is familiar with the recent Spider-Man movie that came out, Across the Spider-Verse, I would call that my canon event. Anybody who
Okay.
has seen that movie knows the reference. And the reason why I call that one of my canon events is because it literally changed the entire trajectory of my life. It was just a
Interesting.
random night. I had my own apartment living on the south side of Chicago, and I was losing my apartment because of some things that happened between the roommates. One of my roommates actually got a dog. We were living in a building that didn't allow dogs.
Oh,
And
yeah,
we
that's
got caught up with that, so we lost the
yeah.
apartment. This was literally about 2 days before we were supposed to move out of the apartment. So what happens is I'm trying to figure out where to go. I'm literally, I have nowhere to go. I'm scrambling trying to find out what's going on. And my girlfriend at the time was visiting from college. This was her first visit back from college, and
Okay.
I was going on my way to go and see her. So this is where the spiritual element comes in, was because this whole time I feel this feeling of dread just
Ooh.
looming over me.
Like it
It was
just was
one of
like
the
there. It wasn't going away. You were trying to like do
No,
something,
it
it just
wasn't
wasn't
going
going
away.
away.
It wasn't going away. And it was like
Oh.
I didn't think at the time, because I thought that it was a combination of everything that was going on, with me losing my apartment and not
Yeah.
having and not having a solid place for me to go to.
Yeah, just
But
like
no, it
anxiety
was
and nerves and
heavier.
stuff.
Right, but no, it was heavier. It was heavier than that. It was an actual sense of dread, like something really bad is about to happen, and I don't know what. So
Damn.
I was going along with it. It was late at night. She lived like down the street from me, so I left out on my way to go and see her. When I get
Okay.
to the bottom of that building, then we have the two glass doors that you can go through, and I see two guys walking past the door in the opposite direction of where I'm heading. So I walk in.
All right.
I mean, not walk in. I walk outside. I go in my direction. And my apartment building was at the edge of that street. Across the street, get halfway down the next block. Pow!
Just out of nowhere.
I'm just out of nowhere. No warning, no robbery, no nothing. Just pow. So now I'm here
Fuck
on the
me.
ground, on one knee. I look back, and it was the same two guys that walked past that building. So they shot
Just
a second time.
unwarranted. Like just out of
Unwarranted.
nowhere, just some of that random gang violence stuff, and just boom.
Yep, even the police say that it was either mistaken identity or gang initiation. That's what they pulled it down to.
My goodness, dude. And like, I mean, of course, if I get on anything that you don't want to talk about, let me know. But like, what did it feel like, right? Like you get shot, it's more of like surprise or anything, right?
It was a surprise, but I did feel it immediately.
Okay.
I didn't feel the heat that a lot of people say that they feel when they get shot. What I felt was, think of like the biggest pain that you felt,
Okay.
make it feel like pressure, and then put it into the smallest possible space that you can put it into.
Ooh.
Because the bullet went completely through.
Oh wow, it went through out the other side. My goodness.
Yes, it went in through my back and came out of my abdomen, and it also went through my what is it? My liver.
Oh
Now, for
wow.
anybody who knows anatomy, liver is extremely important because it pumps all your blood through. All blood goes to the liver because it has to, because the function of it is to basically keep the blood clean.
Yeah.
So it's basically the same as like getting shot in the heart. So here I am, and I'm bleeding out my, like, because all of my blood is going through there. So
And your cannon
nobody is
too.
there. I literally had to go back up to my apartment to the third floor to
You're
get my
kidding
roommates to
me!
call. I'm dead serious. I'm
You had to
dead
go up the
serious.
3 flights of stairs, bleeding out, being
Yep,
shot in your liver. What the fuck?
yep. I didn't realize it at the time because once I got hit, adrenaline kicked in. They
Oh yeah.
shot the second time and ran away. So the only thing that, and at the time I didn't even have a phone. So I literally, the only thing I could do was just run back up to my apartment. So I run back up to my apartment. I bang on the door, collapse right there at the doorway. My roommates open the door and see me on the floor, and they call the ambulance. I'm pretty sure that um, I'm pretty sure that I left this world a couple of times in the process
Yeah,
because I
my
lost
goodness.
my entire body weight worth of blood.
Whoa.
My entire body weight worth of blood at the time. So it took them 21 bags worth of plasma to keep me alive, and because of
Holy.
where the bullet went through, my stomach had to stay open for 3 days,
Oh
just in
my
case.
gosh.
Just in case. Yeah, it was bad. Just in case the stitches reopened, they had to keep my stomach open for 3 days, and to make sure that it healed up. Um, so I went into the hospital at like 160 pounds. I was down to 120 pounds by the time I got out of the hospital.
Oh my gosh, dude. You lost 40 pounds just trying to survive this gunshot wound. My goodness.
Yep. I didn't wake up until like about 4 or 5 days later. Yeah, 4 or 5 days later. There was about Word got out very, very fast that I was in the hospital. Um, they worked on me for like hours, and I was told that there was about 40 people in the waiting room to see if I was going to pull out of the operation.
Oh my
And
goodness.
my mom and
Pro
my
support group right
stepfather
there.
were the only ones that they allowed everybody to see me, but of course my mom and my stepfather was the first ones to go in, and like I
Yeah.
said, my stomach was still open. So after
Goodness.
my mom saw me, she was like, I can't allow anybody else to see him like that. Because
Yeah.
that was an image that is never going to leave her mind, and I can't allow y'all to. Just know that he is alive, and I am sorry, but I can't let you guys see him like that, not in that state.
Goodness. And oh my, I can't even imagine, dude. Like, I've
Nah,
never been shot
it was
before. I
crazy.
don't think it's ever gonna be a pleasurable experience for anybody, but like, that's holy shit, dude. Wow. And you came out of that, and I remember you said that there was like, this was like your an event and everything. This is something that
Yes.
changed your life completely. So when you healed up from
Yes.
that, what
Now,
happened?
so this is where things get interesting, and why I call it my canon event is because since I was unable to do anything because I was in the hospital, my mom went to my apartment and grabbed my stuff and moved me in with her while I was still in the hospital. Now, the
Okay.
reason why this is my canon event was because me and my mother didn't have a good relationship,
Interesting.
and me having to move back to live with my mother is what forced us to reconcile. Because my mother was an addict,
Okay. So I can.
so
That's
my mother
obviously
was
putting
an
a
addict.
strain on your mother and son relationship.
Way more. I can talk for hours just on that, but just know that
Yeah.
I grew up at an early age. My mother was an addict, and then on top of that, I had a brother who was 13 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
so I didn't really have my mom
Yeah.
throughout my life. So me having to move back in with my mother forced us to have to develop a relationship. You know, she was in
Yeah.
recovery, so and her boyfriend at the time, who was now my stepfather, they were living together, and he was also a recovering addict. But I think he had like 10 years in recovery more than her. So they
Okay,
were
so he'd been going
they
at
were
it for a
right for each
while.
other.
Yeah.
So now this is my first time living with an actual full family. My mom, him, my little brother, and his youngest daughter, all in the same place. And we found a way to make that work. Like me and my mom
Wow.
finally was able to speak and reconcile on things that were missed and on things that were done wrong. You know, I was able to forgive her. She learned a lot
Wow.
about me and who I was, and we recovered a lot of lost time because of that. And
My goodness.
and living with them is what led to and living with them, come to find out, my wife that was there, I lived with them for about 5 years before I met my wife. Come to find out, my wife lived 2 blocks away from where they were.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow. Now that is a
I had
that's an awesome coincidence.
Yep, I moved in with them. I got shot in 2007. I didn't meet my wife until 2010. And that whole time she lived 2 blocks away, and I never saw her before the day that I met her. So me getting
Oh my
shot led
gosh,
to
isn't
me
that wild when that
reconciling.
shit happens?
hmm Yep. So me getting shot led to me reconciling my relationship with my mother, meeting my wife. I moved out of the city with my mom and my stepfather. So that led to me moving out of the city, which led to me taking my wife and her 2 kids out of the city, and then developing to where I am now. So that's why I call it my canon event, because that
I
gunshot
see.
literally led to all of that.
Yep. Fucking. Oh man. Isn't it crazy how that shit happens too? Like one event happens that wouldn't be very it just seems like it's one moment out of a crazy life, but that one moment just forced everything to be in a completely different direction.
Yes, it
Oh
did.
my goodness. Welcome on in, everybody, too. We've got a lot of people popping on in now. We've got
What's going on?
Fairy. We got. Oh my goodness. Welcome on in.
It's the lovely
Tay,
Miss
Artisan
Bane
Canine.
Bane,
Oh yeah. Look
Artisan
at everybody.
K9. How y'all doing? How y'all ladies doing tonight? Welcome to the stream.
Welcome into the
It's me
coffee
and Luscious
talk.
over here in the coffee talk.
Talking
Come on,
about me
pull up a
with
chair,
Drake.
take a sip.
Yeah, order some drinks. If this is anybody's first time into the coffee talk, it is 10 channel points, only 10, not 100, not 10,000, not anything like that. 10 channel points to place a drink, and I will do my best to make any drinks you guys want. I can make a drink for a mood that you're in, or a drink to get you out of a mood that you're in. I can do my best to make you a drink that you guys want. Or if you guys want want me to recommend you a drink, I can do that too. Gotta lurk and love you. Oh, okay, Tay. You're talking about me though. I hope it was good stuff. You're back in the match. All right, gotcha, Tay.
All good
Well,
things, all good things.
hopefully it's good things. Yes, Artisan K9, that is Smooth that you hear. Mrs. Bane, hello. If you guys are not following SmoovDMasamune, I know we've got like all kinds of different people in here right now, but go follow him. He's pinned to the top of the chat. We're going to be shouting him out here and there throughout the stream. Absolutely, this guy loves all your love, okay?
I greatly
Deserves all your
appreciate
love.
it.
Listen, sometimes my brain works like way faster than my mouth, and my mouth tries to catch up, and then it forgets some words and mixes some other ones around. So make me something relaxing. I got you. But yeah, Smooth. That was. Thank you for sharing that. First of all, thank you for sharing that.
No, it's no problem.
It's
It's no
pretty
problem.
inspiring. Pretty inspiring too. Like, don't go out and get shot. Obviously, we're not condoning that kind of stuff.
No,
And
definitely not. But it's more so of a lesson of you never know what life is going, where life is going to take you, or how it's going to take you. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. No, you are not going to know the reason. It's not going to happen until you look back in retrospect, and then you figure out, oh, that's what led to that. Because I didn't realize that was how important that was until way later in life.
Oh yeah. I mean, you never really do realize that kind of stuff until after everything's happened, and then you're able to, like, hindsight's 2020 and all that, but like that kind of stuff applies. Like when people say that, they're talking about shit that like just happened, right? And then it's like, oh yeah, obviously that was the dumbest thing to do. But
Nah,
that applies.
it's like,
Yeah, go ahead.
nope, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize.
Yeah, so it's like that stuff applies to hindsight 2020. Yeah, it's all fun and games and stuff about things that just happened, but that applies to if it can get even better. I don't know if I don't know I cite stuff much more, but way down the line when you've been through a bunch of stuff and you're where you're at in your life and you're kind of feeling like, oh, you know, like you got your own stuff happening, and then just out of nowhere, just that light switch flicks on and you go, whoa. You take a second, you look back at everything, right? I'm pretty sure you had that moment happen quite a few times, Smooth. And I got you
the
thinking.
epiphany,
Oh yeah.
or the, as we like to say, like when you play Zelda, the aha moment.
Aha moment! Oh goodness, absolutely. Have been playing solo Aliens Fireteam. Let's go, Pagan. Hope you're well. Absolutely. Hope all of you guys are great. Hope all you guys are doing good. And oh man, like I said, Smooth, it is an absolute honor to have you on tonight too. Like I've been trying to get quite a few people on, and I've been trying to make sure I get everybody. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, I forgot to get that person on. Oh no, I gotta get this person on. Oh no. And like in that whole scramble of like making sure I lined up everything, I was like, okay, so like, you know, I've gotten a few people on, and then having you on tonight too is just like, oh man, driving it home, making this really an awesome experience. And man,
And the very first day I caught your stream, I enjoyed that vibe. So definitely this is a pleasure for me just as much as it is for you.
yeah, no, like the first time that I ever found you too, like I think I don't even know, like it wasn't Captain Boots because I hadn't met her yet until I met you.
Right.
And
How did I
did you
run into
find
you?
it through Coffee Talk or something? Or did Thorn bring you
No. How
Thorn
did
had
I
a-
find you?
in? Oh man. Did you see my
Ah!
earlier message? I think so,
I-
Pagan? I might have missed it. Oh yeah,
I
nicely
do
done. Pagan.
believe I found you probably through the Cult of Wild, I want to say.
That's it! Oh my gosh, that's actually it! I think that's it, yeah, because like I'm really, really close with Wild. That guy's awesome. I love him to death, and I remember like when I was first starting out, like we were both starting out, we're both chatting a whole lot, and like we're trying to get each other's like communities over there back and forth. And I think you and like a few other people came in all at the same time from the Cult of Wild. Like Wild did one of his shout outs. It's like, hey, this guy's live, go check him out. And like you were one of those people
Where it
that
came
popped
from.
in.
That's exactly where it came from.
Yep.
I was one of his suggestions, and I went through. And as soon as I came through, I was like, "Yo, I like this."
And then
I think
like I
immediately
actually
that
was
night, I introduced a few people to your stream.
yeah, no, that's very kind of you, man. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much for that too. And then on top of that, I was able to make one of your streams too, because like I knew that you would stream, and people were going, "Oh man, have you caught a Smooth stream? Oh man, you got to catch it like one of a Smooth streams." Like, oh man, like when does he go live? And so I was following, and every time I would like wake up, and your notification was already on there, and I'm just like, oh gosh, let me try and watch that. And it was always like super early, and I just wouldn't have the chance. I'm like, fuck, right? And I finally got to catch one of his streams, and let me tell you what, everybody, when Smooth starts talking, and he's doing his stream, you think I have a really nice Smooth voice? I
gonna
got
do that.
nothing on Smooth. I got nothing on Smooth.
Oh, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not going to do the vocal comparisons, man. You know you got that Phil Hartman invitational. Just you know that you are in somebody's house. You are a guest in this house as soon as you hear this guy talk.
Oh man, no, and then like honestly with Smooth as well, like this guy's personality, this guy is just like everything about him just is like you want to get to know this guy, you want to get to hang out with this guy. So like I said, if you guys are not following, make sure you do so. And yeah, no, and it's honestly I was like, we're talking about like, okay, what are we gonna talk about tonight for like the coffee talk and everything, and we like even just in the few minutes before we started stream, right? We're hanging out and we already were like, okay, so like let's just chat, right? Let's just chat, and then we got a few things that were going. I was talking about some of like I was talking a little bit about like my canon event, which kind of I talked a little bit about that, and I don't know if I mentioned that, but you brought up the whole canon event sort of thing. And with me with that drama, I told you 7 years later, just recently, somebody's still trying to cause bullshit, right? And it's like, my goodness, of all of the times, like it's been 7 years. Can't you just like move on from high school, move on from other bullshit that everybody else realizes bullshit? Because as soon as you got out of high school, it's like, all right, we know what's actually happening right now. This is clearly like, you know, like you're not a
Apparently, it
shining
was a canon
personality.
event for them too.
Maybe, I guess, but it can invent in a different way where it didn't like change their life around to be in a good way, change their life around to focus on like destroying somebody else just for the sole sake of doing so, I guess. Or like
Evidence for
realizing they
rival.
fucked up so bad that they just were like, okay, well now that we fucked up this bad, now we gotta try and ruin it so that nobody else can have a good time around him either. Like we gotta ruin him all the way down so he's nothing. And I think it's pretty
I don't see
funny.
that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, no, it's and one of the biggest things too that like I mean one thing for me is that I I do my best to give people the clearest expression of myself, right? And there's a lot of people online, a lot of different personalities. People are always talking about how they have to have like they have to get in the mood. I've talked about it in some of my coffee talks too. Like you put on one of the things, one of my favorite quotes. It's a Chinese proverb or Japanese proverb. I can't remember which exactly one. It's an Eastern proverb, and it's that like everybody has three masks, and the first mask is that everyone sees, right? First impressions, whatever. That's the one everyone sees. And then the second mask is the people is what like your closest friends get to see, right? Very rarely do you ever like show people the real you. And then underneath that is the final mask that you don't even show to yourself usually. And
Yeah.
I feel like that proverb holds really true up until a point where you're unmasked for yourself. And I had that moment, and that moment like changed my life so much, right? It's like one of those things like coming up against yourself, who you are, and everything that you thought was you, and then realizing, oh, like I've got to actually accept so much more of my humanity and all these things that like I thought was bad or whatever the society said was bad or whatever. And that's where people like some people have their coming out moments, other people have like transition moments, and not even just about that too, like sexuality. It can also just be like people have like flowering moments of like I love being around people a lot more than I thought I did, and I only hated like talking to certain people because I thought that was just the normal thing to do, but it turns out I was completely wrong, right? And then or like, oh, I love cooking, I love being on a stage, I love like playing video games, right? All of this stuff just blossoms out from like realizing all these almost like barriers that either you yourself or other people placed in front for you, and you break through that and it's like, oh my gosh, the whole world opened up.
But
And
that goes to a point that I like to, or a point that I like to say, if you know who you are, nobody can tell you who you are.
exactly, oh man. And I'm remembering now, sometimes I go off on like a whole tangent and I forget what I was trying to talk about in the first place, but
No, you're good. You're
um
good.
I remember now, like, I said all that to say this. Okay, so, like, me going off on that whole tangent, it's like, I realized very quickly who I was, and, like, having, somebody trying to spread all this, like, horrific stuff, all this horrible shit, and everything, it wasn't, like, a lot of people were kind of going, like, doesn't really add up, doesn't really, I don't know, right? And then like you look at the person that's trying to say this stuff about me, it's not adding up either. And then like their original personality, who they were spending time with, how they were treating the people around them, that wasn't adding up either. There was so much going on that that's where it made like one of the things that became clear, among other things that I'm sure we'll mention too, is where I realized like it's so much better to have those few people that will come talk to you and be like, hey, I heard this stuff, you know, it's pretty messed up or whatever this other stuff is, but I want to hear your side. I want to hear what's going on. And that helped me realize, like, the people that will come and talk to you and be like, we got to figure something out here because, like, something wasn't adding up and this doesn't feel very good. And I realized, wow, so, like, who I am, I want people to see who I am all the time, right? Because like I love theater, I love acting. I'm pretty sure like quite some of the other people that I've had on for coffee talks and such, like I would tell them, and I'll ask this question later too. So now you can like think about it. It's a little bit of like a little bit of a teaser for the pop quiz later, but I've had them say, okay, what is one word that I can think of to like that I would just think describes you, and then people would think of one word that would describe me, and some people said theatric, and I'm going, gosh dang, is that obvious? Is it that obvious? Like that I've been in theater and all this stuff? Because it's a it's a very certain type of personality that I think comes out with theater kids and just theater in general. It really makes you just come to terms with who you are.
It definitely is. It's also in your speech pattern.
Really? My speech pattern?
Oh yeah.
Break me down.
People that know.
Break me down,
people
Daddy.
that people that are in theater, they tend to already be very articulate and very good at describing, at getting their words out in a very descriptive manner. You know, they tend to have an increased vernacular, and they know how to show their emotions through speech, no matter what emotion it is.
Exactly, Mrs. Bane. Theater is the best. Theater's awesome. I think it should be a mandatory class, honestly, for some people. Like, get a good drama teacher that, like, even if you're never going to do another play or do anything like that ever, just like having I feel like theater helped me realize again, like who I am and who I am going to be and continue to be and try to strive to be. It helped me come to terms with that and like being more vulnerable to recognize myself too. Like there's the whole thing with like shutting off your personality and like as a guy, you know, blocking all these emotions and everything. And then I was doing like theater and everything. I'm trying to be like, how do I get to be a better actor? How do I get to be better at trying to put on this emotion, put on these plays, become these characters? And it was like getting into an emotional headspace of the character. There's some people that say the whole like going into your traumas and digging out of that. It's dangerous as fuck. It can cause yourself to get into like the whole mentality that we'll talk about later. But realizing like emotions, being able to put yourself in those emotions and feeling them, what they mean for you, and then trying to break yourself down to feel like who this other character is. And that's how some people, if you do it healthily, if you have a healthy relationship with these characters that you're playing, you get to realize, like, you know, it makes you a better person. Even if you're playing a bad guy, it makes you a better person for understanding, like, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes for a day, for a week, for a month. Some people on Broadway, they do it for years, and it gives you a whole nother appreciation. It makes you grow as a person. And that's why, like, sometimes I'll see people that, like, they played a certain character, and then they go out and they start saying, like, really awful shit. I can't think of an exact example, but, like, I've seen it happen before, and it's going, did you actually, like, really get into this character like you said you did, or are you just, like, going on a power trip or something? Like, I don't get it. So, it's hard, but can be so much fun. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Let's see. What was that?
It's hard, but it can be so much fun to get into character.
Now, that also goes into my piggyback that I was just getting ready to mention, is that, you know, where you went into theater and acting, I was into drama and improv.
Ooh, improv is
With
so good. Oh
Now,
yeah.
here's the thing about improv that you don't know really necessarily know until you really start to dive into it. Improv teaches you how to trust people
Hmm. My goodness, does
because
it?
you are essentially it is you and the people that are around you that are trying to make these scenarios work. And one thing that you have to build upon is chemistry. And how do you build chemistry? By having trust with the people around you.
Oh yeah.
Improv is a very good way of learning how to trust, how to have at least an inner circle of people to trust that you can piggyback and play off of. And y'all can just have fun with these scenarios, and to the point where it's not even like you're doing acting. You're just having fun with your people, having fun with your friends,
Exactly.
and you are just in front of a group of people, and they see it as a performance, but you're just goofing off.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty
because of that
much you're
level
just
of
messing around with
trust,
a friend. You're just messing around with a friend,
exactly.
having a good time. Oh
So going
man.
off of that as well, um, since you had a philosophy that was kind of congruent with that, I also have another one with that. Now here's one that I kind of follow, and I issued this challenge to a few people recently.
Ooh, okay.
So the philosophy is that think of the five people that are closest to you, your five closest
Okay.
friends. It can be members, but they have like your friends, the five people that are closest to you. Those
Okay.
five people are a reflection of yourself and your personality. There's a reason why that you're this closely attached to these people. There's a reason why you you are so drawn to them. So
Hmm.
now I want you to take those five people, reflect upon that, see their personality traits that you see in yourself that make them so close to you. Now, the challenge came is that if you have a person in there that you know is a toxic person in nature or a negatively charged person in nature, see
Ooh,
if
I
you can
see where you're
replace that
going.
person.
Ooh, I see where you're going. Yeah. Oh
Because
man, that's
something
good.
about that toxic nature is a reflection of something that is inside you. And if you
Oh
can learn
man.
that through them, then you can also learn that about yourself.
And a part of that too is that like some people don't even realize that, right? Or like they may be aware of it, but it's like, how do you cut that person out? How do you move on from this like toxic thing? Like sometimes it's easier to throw it all into one person, or sometimes it is just one person. But
No.
man, like this is kind of like if you're in a certain point in your life where it's not able to be focused all into one person, you have those other like four people, and finding that negative personality, the toxic personality that's like dragging you down, and realizing that is probably something that a lot of people don't do, right? Like I feel like
It's fair.
that's a big issue. People don't realize they gotta cut that shit out. There's
Especially if you think about it in this sense, because not only are you now looking at that person different, but now you have to see that person in yourself. And people are very afraid to face their own bullshit, as you were talking about earlier with that third
oh
layer,
yeah,
masks.
oh
See,
yeah,
all full circle, all full circle.
yeah. Because like coming face to face with the whole other person. Some people call it the id. Some people call it like shadow self. I know like that's a lot of people that I know and a lot of books that I've read and stuff I've studied have talked about shadow self and the shadow character, whatever. It's like only recently, within the last year, did I start finding stuff that talked about it's like, you put so much negative stuff onto the shadow self, this other person of you. Some people are so scared. They're like, no, there's like, it's all evil. There's no, like, there's nothing good. It's like, I don't know. Like, there could be some pretty negative stuff that you like will realize about this shadow self, this other personality. But it's like your subconscious is not all negative, right? Like even in the darkest moments of like whatever kind of subconscious thing you got going on, it's not going to be all evil. You're going to have moments, you're going to have things, you're going to have like traits, memories and stuff that are they're very pure, unadulterated you, and yet you've locked them away because, like I was saying, it's like society or a toxic person, toxic trait from somebody else told you to cut out, and maybe like some other overarching problem that you just decided, no, that's not good, and you got rid of it. And like it's easier to create a demon out of yourself and not face it and just be like, oh no, I'm actually like this really great person, and then have like some like unintentional things that are driving you to do something that you don't even realize that you just defend. But yeah, coming to grips with who you are and coming to grips with like exactly what makes you is very scary. Not gonna lie, it's very scary, very terrifying.
It's one of the most terrifying things that you can do.
Absolutely. But
it's one of the most terrifying things that you can do.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I was getting ready to say, see, I like to use a lot of movie and game references whenever I try to think of things just to find it relatable.
Hey, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in those games and stuff. So.
I mean, of course. So this situation, I would say, recently, Spider-Man just came out, right?
Yep.
The symbiote. I relate that type of inner look to the symbiote. Now the purpose, a lot of people say that the symbiote is like it's just a pure evil thing, like you were saying. Yeah. It's not true. Nope. What the symbiote does is that it takes negative feelings, negative intentions, and it amplifies it. It is just an amplifier for things that are already within your heart. Take that negative energy, like if we're going upon like, let's say like the seven deadlies.
Okay, so like gluttony, lust, wrath, and all that.
Yes, so on and so forth. Now imagine that you have this thing that attached to you that feeds off of that. It lives because you have those type of things in you.
Okay.
So it's going to do what it needs to do to amplify those things so that it can keep itself satiated.
Okay. So like thinking of it kind of like a parasite sort of thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's the whole thing about a symbiote. Takes hold of a host, finds what it needs to do, takes the resources, and then it gives you a bit of a trade-off. Because another thing that the symbiote will do is that it will use those negatives, amplify it, and then make you unleash that onto everybody around you so that you will have only it to come to. So basically it's creating a Stockholm syndrome type situation of yourself. You're being held hostage by your own negative emotions.
Ooh.
See how I brought that?
Oh, that's
Hey,
cool.
how you doing there, Blob?
Yeah, it's smooth, Blob. It is smooth. You're right. And also hope you enjoy that drink, Blob. If you guys ever do want to drink, 10 channel points, let me know. You can go ahead and place an order at any point in time. Even when we're talking, I'll do my best to make it, you should know, as we're chatting. But, yeah, so, man, Parasite holding yourself hostage, making you force everyone else away, so it's just that. And, like, there's so many parallels that I'm sure so many people can make of, like, draw from their own lives of certain people, some more so than others, right? Like, some people are able to pin it on, like, toxic people they have in their life. Toxic relationships is, like, one of the most biggest ones, but even, like, toxic parents, toxic familial things, toxic friendships. There's so many situations where, like, it's kind of like another person takes on this reflection of you, but you will give it this personality, your inner dialogue of this like negative shadow self, that this parasite and everything. You give it the intention of this other person, and that's why you'll sometimes see stories or like other people write about like how, oh well, I just like I saw this other person as who I was and everything I didn't like about myself. And one of the things I find about that is that there's, in all of the negativity and all the problems with it, people that have gone up to, like, stepped up to the plate to be like, all right, shadow self, whatever it is, like, all of my shadow, this other side of me that I have hidden away from, and like, okay, let's go, let's talk about it, let's get down real intense with each other. No, Pagan, we're not talking about BB milk, we're not nutting about it, we're not talking like that, okay? Listen.
I love that energy, man.
Oh, man.
No matter, he's just gonna flip it like, no.
Oh yeah, Zaddy. Goodness. Oh, that's my wife, everybody. That's my wife. Goodness, but
Lady Valacious herself.
yes, it is. And I've actually recently been able to get her in on some streams.
I haven't heard nobody tell me that.
Zaddy Smooth. Goodness.
I haven't heard nobody call me that in so long. Like around this time last year into like early January, because I had befriended a lot of people and streamers from New York, and that's their things.
Yeah.
That it was like solid like 2 months where and if he's still in here, Danny Phantom can attest to this. Like everybody was calling me that for the longest time for like 2 months straight. It was crazy. See? He knows.
Yeah, Danny's like, Lamar! Zaddy Smooth. Fucking hell. Oh,
Damn right.
Oh,
Zaddy
my
Smooth.
God.
Damn right. Damn right. Don't think I don't see you too.
Oh my
I be seeing you, Danny Phantom. I remember when we went out on our date the last time when you came to visit. I still be remembering.
Oh, that's
I be rubbing your head.
When Zaddy
rubbing his
Smooth was taking Danny Phantom out. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Yeah,
Zodiac Bear, hello.
Yeah, you came through. Hey there, little bear. There goes little bear. How you doing?
Oh man. Hello, welcome into the Coffee Talk. Zaddy Smooth like butter. Hey, goodness.
It's like butter.
Oh my goodness. Pagan's like, oh goodness. Pagan's like, I gotta be more original. Hold on. Hot Pappy Smooth. Great.
All right,
time
I'm not even gonna lie. That is new.
Hot Pappy Smooth. Spelled with an I there. Hot Papi. Smooth. Goodness.
Zaddy Smoothie Bear. Oh, I like that. I ain't got no problem being called a bear now.
There we go. How y'all? We're doing great, Zodiac. We're doing great. In case anybody is tuning in right now or anybody feels like they've missed parts of the stream, feel free to go back and check out, obviously you guys should be following Smooth in the first place. If you guys are not, what are you doing with your life? Go check this man out, alright? He deserves all that love and appreciation. But I also save all of my VODs, so if you want to go back and watch this Coffee Talk, please go do so. It'll be up for the next 2 weeks or so, and you guys will be able to watch it back.
Wonderful discussions already.
Oh yeah, really good stuff so far. And Smoothie Bear, goodness, that's gonna be in my head now whenever I think about Smooth. Just think about Zaddy Smooth, and like, fuck.
Zaddy Smooth. I'm gonna be Zaddy Smooth to you too.
Oh yeah, you are Zaddy Smooth.
How you relations? How you doing?
How you doing, Smooth?
How you doing? I heard you got that voice. You be talking and stuff. It's gonna be whispering in my ear. That's okay. Oh, thank you. We can say that for after the show.
Oh, don't you worry. We're gonna get plenty of that after the show. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, so too nice. Oh my god.
Not Hot Poppy. Oh, for fuck's sake, Pete. I feel that sensual voice some type of way down bad. Is that even a sensual voice, though? I mean, come on. Oh, man.
It all depends on what you want to hear.
Oh, damn. Okay. What you feel like
Well,
here?
it depends upon what you want to hear, you know. Smooth. There's a reason why my name is.
There you go. There is a reason his name is Smooth. There's a nut command. There's a lot more than the nut command. Don't worry, Zodiac Bear. I'm sure Pagan will gladly show you some of the other fucking wild commands that we've had before.
The guide into the world of the lake. Let's
No!
go.
Pagan, how did I know you were going to do that one next?
Don't forget to drop the soap. Oh my goodness. Soap drop, homie.
Listen,
Oh,
okay?
you just gonna leave it down there?
You're just going to leave that
We
soap on
don't
the
drop
floor
no,
there.
we don't leave no soap around here.
You better pick that soap up, boy.
Well, but I'm finished. Nah,
Me just don't look at the message I'm
you
typing.
ain't washed behind your ears or nothing.
Hey, yo, you getting that crack yet? You better make sure it's nice and clean. That stuff can smell nice and rank.
I'm telling you, you gotta be a fine specimen like myself, clean from head to toe.
Oh no, Pagan! Oh, for fuck's sake. Help, Step Smooth. I dropped my soap.
Step Smooth. Oh,
Oh
Lord.
my gosh, dude. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude.
Next thing you know, she'll be stuck in the dryer on the next episode.
Oh, man. Oh, my... Oh, just snore. Oh, my gosh, that kind of hurt. Oh, man. That's
You
my
okay?
wife, everybody.
I love it, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, they're
Love
like...
it. She definitely brings that energy, man.
Oh, the amount of unhinged shit that my wife has brought. You know that? Okay, you know this whole V-Milk shit, right? Okay, you know that whole V-Milk shit. You want to know where that whole everything came from? I think it's almost like a year ago to this day. Like I'll tell you this whole story. Okay.
I'm here. I'm
So,
here for it.
a year ago, probably to this day, I think, if it's not like another like week or so later, I just started out streaming. It's been over like a year and almost 2 months since I've been streaming, but so like this is like a few months ago. I'd only been not a few months. This is a year ago. I'd only been streaming for like a month or two, and I had like just hit affiliate, and like I was actually doing the coffee talk as per Thorn. Actually, is the one that inspired me told me to do the free brew mode and just chat instead of playing the story. And now here we are a year later and still doing this stuff, which is awesome. But we're just chilling, we're hanging out, and out of nowhere, and yet on brand for Pagan, they start talking about like, you know, nut, and of course we're talking about the not the actual like, you know, milk kind of nut. We're talking about the different kind of nut. And
Of course.
somebody made a joke of like, what do you call like Valacious milk? Just V milk? And of course, that's where it started from. That's where you get the V milk, okay? But it didn't stop there, all right? Pagan went and made a joke about how she's gotta milk that shit in order to get it nice and fresh, okay? No, that's not what happened. Oh, well, Pagan's gonna correct me. Okay, so because she remembers stuff way better than I do, but like somehow there was like some joke that started, and the V milk thing got started, and all I remember is that whole stream went downhill so fast. It turned into nothing but people making nut jokes and just trying to make it even more and more unhinged. And alright, so like that stream went off the deep end. It was hilarious. Everyone loved it. It became a huge bit. Everyone's ordering drinks, and then it was my turn. I said, I'll take an order with fresh V milk, and everyone lost their minds over it. Oh! Even better. Even more on brand for Pagan. Goodness.
I'm thinking about getting some of that man mayo.
God. And I tried to make everyone stop saying it, but it wouldn't let it die, and it created the V-Milk cult. Yep. And so, lo and behold, like after that
spread even.
You want to know what the craziest thing is too? Okay, the day after that, I go into work and I'm working, I'm popping into some streams and everything, and I'm hanging out, and no joke, I popped into 5 different streams that day after, and every single stream somebody brought up V-Milk and it wasn't me. And I was going, and like everyone's going, what the fuck is V-Milk? What is V-Milk? V-Milk? What is V-Milk? I'm going, oh my god! And
I mean,
so...
as soon as I saw V-Milk, I was just like, I like this.
I like this. I like this. And
I like
so...
this. Yeah.
Oh,
Down
man.
for the V-Milk. Get it? Down for the V-Milk, because you gotta go down to get the
Oh,
V-Milk.
hey, you're smooth. You're smooth. You're really earning that username. Let me tell you what. I mean, you're really earning that username.
I mean, you know,
you're
the funny
welcome.
thing is, Smooth has actually been my nickname since I was in 1st grade.
Yeah. Okay. So you gotta tell us about your username. Okay. I think you were there. You were like, I think you were lurking when we were talking about our usernames and like what inspired them and like what they changed from, if they ever changed. I can tell you mine. Like give a short version of it, but I want to hear what chose SmoovDMasamune.
Okay, so Smooth came from, like I said, I had that name since I was in 1st grade. My grandmother was an advocate for cleanliness. She was a Christian woman, so cleanliness next to godliness. That was her thing.
Okay.
Stay clean all the time. So constant showers, all of that stuff. But she also, one thing that she also was an advocate of was moisturization, and the best time to moisturize to her was right after the shower when you're still open. That's when you lotion up or use whatever type of moisturizers you use.
Ooh,
So
okay.
because of that, my skin was always extremely smooth. And I was always being told how smooth my skin was. Exactly. So eventually, that's when girls was just like, oh, your skin is so smooth, this, that, and the third. So that's where that came from. Then eventually it led to other things because I started early. I started sex early. I started at 12. So with me having the gift of gab, then Smooth went from my skin being smooth to my personality being smooth because I knew how to talk. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
He gets it.
Now,
so it led from there to that. Now that nickname just stuck with me throughout my entire life, and then eventually when the 360 came out, I tried to incorporate that name into my original username. My silly ass being geeked at the idea, like, yo, I got the 360, I can get online, I'm about to make this name. I'm pressing the A button all wild to the point where I forget that they have suggested names. So my suggested name was Unknit Smooth D.
wow.
As in, I'd like to undo knitting. So yes, that was an ongoing joke for
Unknit Smooth D.
about how Unknit Smooth D. It was a long, ongoing thing. Man. I couldn't stand smooth. I couldn't stand knitting. Like, and that was the thing. So nope, I'm gonna undo every quilt that you got in your house.
You got that smooth.
So eventually, you got that smooth D. Well, I moisturize regularly, and I have been known to slip and slide every now and then.
Let me tell you what you want to find out.
I go down easier than a water slide. Anyway,
oh damn! Woo! Okay.
So eventually, I changed my name from Unknit Smooth D to I'm Just Smooth D. Then years later, this is where the other half of my name comes in. Is that me and my best friend at the time? We wanted to make ourselves a clan, but we didn't want to do the general thing that clans do, is just have a combination of letters and random names. We wanted to make it a subtle. So both of us were into martial arts, Japanese culture, and we started to really dive in. Exactly. So we decided we were going to take our nicknames and combine them with our favorite Japanese sword. So my name then became SmoovDMasamune because of the sword. And his name, do you remember the movie Kill Bill?
Uh, believe it or not, I've actually never watched it.
Well, it's fine. So
Okay.
in Kill Bill, there is a famous Japanese sword maker. I'm named Hattori Hanzo. So his name at the time was non sequitur. So we renamed him Sectori Hanzo. And then
Okay.
we had another one whose name was Crimson Muramasa. And Muramasa was another Japanese sword. And we had like a few others, but that's how the name came to be. And I've stuck with it since
Interesting.
then.
Okay.
Smooth got a sword, all right. You don't know that. You don't know that.
So everybody's like, listen, I might know a little thing or
Talking
something.
about some bad, talking about some bad Zodi. Mm,
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Just,
Stop.
just naughty.
Wow.
Just naughty.
Oh man.
It's
Oh
all right.
goodness.
It's
But
all right. It's all right. Zodi Bear knows I love her.
yeah, okay, but that's how the SmoovDMasamune came about, and like SmoovD, it started out like a knit SmoovD, and then we got
I'm
down
just
to
saying.
it's just SmoovD, and then we got the Masamune coming in later with the Japanese and Eastern influence. Let's go.
Yes.
That's cool. I mean, you may not believe it or not, but my username Valacious. How many
I've
places have
been
you ever
waiting for
seen
this
it?
lore.
It's so hear me out. I made it up.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. Like I straight up made the username up because I can't even remember what was really happening, but there was like way back when I remember specifically what happened is that I was on my 3DS at the time because like for whatever reason like I don't even know what game I was playing, but like there was an online part of it and I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool, and I was like, create a username. And every single other username I tried to put in was taken. So I was like, well, fuck it then. If everyone else has usernames shit that I was trying to use, then I'll make up my own, right? And so I sat down and was going, how do I make up this user? Like, how do I get a good username, right? And so I started, and I was like, what sounds good? And I landed on V. V sounds really good. Now, where do I go from there? And then so V, V, Va, Val something, right? I got to Valetius. And that's
Yo,
legitimately how it happened. And so,
Fallacious, that is a dope ass name, first
thank
of
you.
all. Second of all, all words are made up. So it's
This is
fine.
also true. This is also, at some point, somebody had to make up, like, the word that we call, like, every single speech pattern that we recognize now, right? And so, way back then, somebody had to come up with this stuff, and that's how we're able to talk English and whatever other language now, because people have agreed on those words and stuff. But not to get too deep into that, but I came up with like Valacious, right? And so that would be where it ends. But I shit you not, there is a whole other part of this that I didn't realize. Okay, so later I
Okay.
was trying to like look it up. I was like maybe like what if I Google Valacious? Because I was curious. I was like, is there anybody else that's been using this username? Is there something else like that? And I look it up, and Valancius comes up, and
Fallacious.
Valancius is actually like a Roman like general or something. There's like a bunch of other Valanciuses before. I think there's also a mention of like a Valacius, but like they forgot to put the N in there. But I was going, you're kidding me! Somebody had this original username or this original name that I came up with by myself in my bedroom as a kid, and it's already existed for who knows how many fucking thousands of years. I was so mad. Dude, I was so pissed. I was like, come on. Can't have shit
I'm
in
not
this
gonna lie,
world.
when I first heard your name, I thought it was something from like a MMORPG or something like that. I
Really?
did. Or it was like related to some type of mythology that I've never like taken the time to go through. And I was just like, yo,
Ooh, okay.
the name is just dope. The name is just dope. It's a
Thank
dope
you.
ass name.
Thank you. And yeah, it's like I just came up with it, and I think it's pretty crazy too because I've told some people like, yeah, I know, I just came up with the username, and they're like, how the fuck did you come up with that? I'm like, I sounded it out. They're like, you're lying. Go, hey, listen, if you want to go ahead and say I'm lying, Go try and look up some other character named Valacius that has existed and tell me that's where I got it from. Because if you can, go for it. Because I tried to do the same thing because I thought, maybe like somebody else came up with it. And it's like, no, actually, like some other fucking Roman thing that you would never look for in a million years, and that's where I supposedly got it from. Sure, okay.
I'm actually like trying to look this up too to see if it comes up anything, and nah.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing.
The closest thing that I get is whoa. Like you said, the Motius Valentius.
Yep, there it is.
The Catholic Bishop of Samagatia.
I have no idea, dude. It's crazy.
Samagsha.
Combat Julie, thank you for the lurking. Oh no, Pagan Priestesses. My rum just went up my nose. It feels like I'm dying. Oh god.
Well, I like rum.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to snort the rum though, because it's not supposed to go up the nose.
Nah, it's not supposed to. What kind of rum do you drink, if you don't mind me asking?
Let's see. So actually, I myself am a whiskey person. I've got Maker's Mark. I don't know. I can't do like cheap ass whiskey. I gotta have the expensive stuff. So like it's like rare occasions I'll pour out some whiskey and I'll feel good. But like I've got some Maker's Mark. I really like Maker's Mark. It's very smooth. It's really good.
Nice.
And I also have Glitter Daddy, one of my moderators.
Oh, that's
I still respect like him so much for this. During one of my horror streams, he actually had my wife Pagan go out and get a bottle and give it to me during my stream, and it's Yellowstone Select Bourbon Whiskey. And that is...
So do you like bourbon whiskey?
I do
like
bourbon
bourbon whiskey up there with regular whiskey?
See what?
Do you like it as much as you like regular whiskey?
I would say I honestly like the Yellowstone Select a little bit more than I like the Maker's Mark, but they're both pretty, like, they're both super good. And here's another thing is I can drink them straight, sort of, but, like, I prefer not to. And so what I usually do is, everyone's always like, get a Jack and Coke and stuff like that. Get a, like, whiskey and Coke. I have never been a Coke person, ever. I've been more of a...
Pepsi man.
Pepsi, yep. So I will get Pepsi and I'll mix that in instead. And way different profile than like Coke and whiskey. And honestly, in my opinion, tastes so much better. Whiskey and Pepsi is fantastic. And no fucking bar stocks Pepsi, dude. It's so aggravating.
It really gets on my nerves. It really gets on my nerve. But you know what does
Nobody
stock Pepsi like that?
Pepsi.
You know what does stock Pepsi like that?
What?
Places in Jamaica.
Oh man, why am I not living in Jamaica?
Jamaica will go cherry Pepsi in a second, and it is gorgeous.
Oh man.
So, I got 3 suggestions for you. Okay. For regular whiskey, see if you can find a whiskey called 2-Bitch.
2-Bitch, okay.
2-Bitch whiskey.
You gotta send this all to me in the Discord too, just in case I forget.
I got you.
Okay, so 2-Bitch.
2-Bitch whiskey. For a bourbon whiskey, look up Angel's Envy. It's one of my personal favorites.
Angel's Envy. Ooh, okay. I like the sound of it.
And I don't know if you are into Japanese whiskey at all, but if you are, the one that I would suggest to you. Matter of fact, I got a bottle of it.
I don't think I've ever had
right
Japanese
now.
whiskey. I've only ever had sake.
Well, then you're in for a treat. One of my personal favorites is, since you already said that you have an expensive palate, look up Hibiki. It's a Japanese whiskey. It goes for about $110 a bottle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's definitely being saved for the special moments then. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah. I think actually all 3 of those bottles are like $80 and up.
Oh man, yeah, no, that might be exactly what I'm looking for then, because like I don't usually drink the whiskey. Like it sits right next to my stream setup, and like I have a picture that I can send you like of my setup and stuff too, but I can send you another one after stream and like show you like whiskey's like right here, like I can reach it. It's within my arm's reach, but Every now and then, like sometimes Glitter Daddy will pop in, or I'll just be like, you know what, why not? I'll pour myself like a glass, and I'll get like get a Pepsi out and pour some into. And I don't know if you've tried it, but like, have you tried the mango Pepsi mixed in with some whiskey before?
I've tried anytime that Pepsi comes out, I try it with whiskey and I try it with rum, because those
Ooh.
are my three favorite liquors. Rum is my number one, tequila is my number two, whiskey is my three.
Okay. Oh, speaking of which, Pagan's said that the rum that she has, I got her, she gets Black Heart, Black Spiced, and she.
Yeah, I had that.
Do you
I've
like
had
it?
that. That's a great one.
Okay.
Yes.
I got her the coconut version of that, and she is
Yummy.
in love.
I recently picked up a bottle of pineapple Bacardi,
Ooh,
and
okay.
I mixed that with a combination of let me go inside the kitchen so I don't lie to you. But
All
she
right.
mixed that pineapple Bacardi with orange juice.
Okay.
Pineapple Bacardi with orange juice.
Ooh,
Very,
that
very
sounds
nice
pretty good.
combination. And see, because that's actually one of my aspirations, that I actually want to own my own bar and be a bartender there.
Oh, dude, yep. I hear you on that one. I hear you on that one. Do you want to talk about that too? Because like, I have my own
Sure.
personal dream of like, something that I really want to do. Aside from the fact that I really want, like, the streaming thing kind of came out of like nowhere, and then the more that I kept like growing it, the more it was like, wow, this is something really good that I want to keep going, right? But I remember you said you were talking about once upon a time a like car dealership and stuff like that, which was pretty cool, I thought. Smooth needs to try the Applejack. Applejack and spice and apple juice fucking nut. Yeah. And Presley, welcome into the stream.
Oh, I've had
Good
that
to see ya.
before.
All right. Sorry, what were you saying?
I've had that before.
The Applejack and apple juice?
Oh yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Oh yes. If you want another one, there's now you can use peach Jack, but one that I would suggest to you, if you want to better replace, because it's kind of sweeter, get peach crown, a shot of peach crown, a half a shot of Fireball whiskey, and fill the rest up with cream soda. It's called a Fireball peach cobbler.
Ooh. You said peach, and you said cobbler, and then you said peach cobbler, and then you said oh.
But basically, the combination, like of course the peach crown does the peach. The Fireball will give you the flavor of the cinnamon, and then the cream soda will put it all together and make it nice and sweet. And then you got yourself a Fireball peach cobbler. And going back to that pineapple one, pineapple Bacardi with coconut rum and orange juice.
Oh, okay. Also, Pagan says, tell Smooth his ass better have stream open so he can see all of our chats addressed to him. She's
looking at it.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm looking at it
he's
right
there.
now.
He's got it up. Randy, what's up, Randy? How you doing? By the way, Presley, Pagan, and well, Pagan's already following you. I hope so. And then Randy and anyone else who pops in the stream, pin at the top of chat, twitch.tv/SmoovDMasamune is a guest star tonight. Go check him out. Follow him. Do that shit right now. Deserve that.
You.
What up, Smooth? Let's go. Fuck yeah.
What's happening? Rescue Randy?
Got lots of comments and stuff tonight, so I'm feeling flirty. Let's go, Presley. I saw you coming on in, and I saw you and Pagan being all cute to each other. Hell yeah. Yo, Randy boy, let's go. Follow. Fuck yeah, Randy. That's what we're all about. Oh yeah.
I greatly appreciate that.
No, seriously, man. Like everybody, like I'm saying, this guy's all good stuff, right? You love me, you're gonna love him. So fucking awesome. And
How you flatter me. How you fucking
I'll do more than that if you want me to.
just make me feel so make it feel so good inside.
But yeah, so like talking about like whiskey and stuff. We talked early, like we got into the deep stuff right off the bat, and then we got into like the like the whiskey and everything, and like good flavors and stuff. Man, fucking ah, we were talking about it too. We were talking about like chemistry and vibing and everything. And just like, oh man, I already knew that stuff was gonna go well tonight, but like, fuck man, it is awesome. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm having a blast with this. I'm having a
Yeah.
blast with this.
Smooth, let's see your
Let's see
sensual
my sensual
voice.
voice. My bedroom voice is only for those that have shared the bedroom.
I see.
That's your
Now
that's
I
your
feel
that's
better.
a
I always give out
reward
my
for you.
sensual voice. Because this is exactly
Hey.
what mine is. Something like this.
So we talk. So are we talking late nights?
Oh yeah.
The
Very
after
late nights.
are we going into the Valacious after hour?
We could if you want to. I mean, like this central. There has been one stream that I remember where I had a very, very deep morning voice, right? And I woke up and it was way down here, and everybody was just going, "Oh my goodness!" Now that voice right there,
Oh Lord.
that is something I did not, I did not intend
That's
to
the
wake
one.
up to. So,
Only smooth.
there we
Nah,
go.
man. Only voices. Only voices. That's all. We're gonna make our own
Oh yeah, dude.
voices.
Me and you, only voices. There we go. Good that I'm safe. Hell yeah. There you go. Press, their central voices are for you. Pally, don't make me blush tonight. Yo, brother, you said you were feeling flirty. All right. Listen, if you're here for a good time, Smooth's got you and I got you. All right. Oh man.
Go on, Presley. How you feeling tonight? I see. Well, I already see that you're saying that you're feeling good, feeling great, feeling good. I like that.
Hell yeah.
I like that. We trying to keep that vibe going throughout the rest of the night and keep that going and throughout the week. Take it into the weekend, and you already know what happens when the weekend comes through.
Well, now here's the thing. So sensual voice, is actual redeem. Okay, for my stream.
Oh,
And
really?
it turns out that Pagan Priestess has redeemed sensual voice. So for the next 15 minutes, count 15 minutes, we're gonna be having a very
15.
sensual voice going on. Okay, so no matter we
So
can talk about whatever
you
you
be
want,
sensual.
but
I be quiet storm.
it's gonna be sounding very, very sensual. If you know what I mean. Well, now both of you are required to do the
Naughty.
sensual voice. Now, see, Pagan, I may be required to do the sensual voice, but I don't know about Smooth. That's all up to him. All right, that's all up to him. It's his decision. So,
Naughty.
Smooth, I'm dealing with a ghosting boyfriend since August. I've been struggling, but today was better. Let's go. Yeah. Doing our best to
Well,
help out Presley.
most girls are cowards anyway. And the
Yeah.
last thing that you want to be with is a coward.
Yeah. You don't, do not. Oh, she got ads, so that's too bad. Don't worry.
Oh
They'll be right
no.
back. I specifically, one of the dumbest things I think ever is, we all have this platform. We all have the good old Twitch, good old stuff. Got bought by Amazon. Believe it. Feel how you will. We are all working on this platform, doing our own things. But my one of my personal gripes is that all the ads just keep getting worse and worse
The
and
ads
worse.
just piled up.
Dude, just recently, like I think it was almost a month and a half ago or something like that. I saw my little ad break in progress thing pop up, and more sensual. Okay, Peg, you got it. But
You
I
ain't
saw
sen-
my.
you ain't you're not tickling that fancy, right?
Oh yeah. Now, see, I had my little ad banner pop up, and it was letting me know like exactly what I was supposed to be. How many ads I was expecting, and that shit went from 1.5 minutes to 2.5 minutes, and that's just punishing. That was really rough, and it was when I was playing my Cyberpunk favorite game. Love playing that game, and
I also have to do the sensual. I got
hey,
you,
okay,
Megan.
listen, I might just be able to cover for you, so you don't have to do it. Don't worry, but I really did not like that. That in order to get the like 55% cut, whatever, for the ads, so that Twitch can go ahead and get some more ad stuff going on with that. They decided to up that up and bump it up. So now you had to like sit your all the people in your stream, unless they're subbed, then you got to sit through like 2.5 minutes of ads, and it was very, very annoying for both me and my community. And I decided to bump that shit back down to 1 minute. I said I'll take the whole like down to 30% of a share for the ads if it means that, you know, I'll at least get a little bit of it, and Twitch can go ahead and keep all their junk ads and stuff, because at the end of the day, I'm here to entertain. And yeah, ads are a big part of the thing, but I don't want them to be like, you know, very intense. So
The intent is for y'all, not for the ads.
yeah, no, that's exactly it, right? We're here to entertain. We're here to make people feel good. We're here to make people feel like they belong. And
That
I can't
you
really do
wanted.
that. Oh my goodness! If that is not FBI just Cap Boots coming in with a raid during that central voice, oh my goodness! Can you believe that? Welcome on in, Cap Boots. Good to see you. Welcome in, Raiders. Now, we are currently doing a guest star. Sorry, what were you saying?
Keep those boots laced up, Captain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because we're doing essential stuff tonight by accident. There is a redeem, and that central voice is going. It's gonna be going for a while. I hope Smooth gets all the happiness and love tonight. Take it now. Listen here, honey. Please. She loves doing this during my stream. Bear with me, okay? Oh yeah, the sex harness clip. Oh goodness. Listen here, Kuro Chick. Oh my. What about lacing my boys? What about lacing my boys?
Keep them boots laced up.
Howdy, howdy, Kuro
Make sure
Chick.
they're tied nice and tight.
And welcome on in, Kodama Tree 16.
On.
This is a redeem in case this is your first time being in for the Coffee Talk. Redeem is for a sensual voice to go for about 15 minutes, and we are currently at 10 minutes left on that sensual voice. So you're going to be sitting with this for another 10 minutes as we talk with the one and only SmoovDMasamune. Pinned to the top of the chat. You're not following him, you better be following him right now. Alright? You don't want to see what happens if you don't follow Smooth. You're missing out. You're missing out on a lot of stuff. Pagan, happy to see me. Well, if you didn't hear that, Captain Boots, all that moaning and clapping that she was doing, it's definitely her getting to see you.
Oh yeah, follow me to that bedroom, baby.
Oh, Smooth, don't tempt me with a good time. Listen, we still got another half hour or longer of stream, and I can only get so erect. Listen.
Don't worry, we can take care of that and build it back.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate
It's always
it.
been
You got
told.
my bag, baby. All right.
I mean, as we already know, it's the second session. That's the long one.
There you go. It's a sex harness. Don't listen to that clip. Now I just want to listen to it even more, boredom. Now I just really want to listen to it more. Yes, I am. Oh, this is just dripping with late night mood. Oh, let me tell you what. Okay.
What else is dripping?
This has just been waiting to come. Like as well as a few other things, a few other people, I guess. But that's neither here nor there. So. But this sensual voice, I knew it was going to happen. All right, I knew I had the redeem. So it's there, and it was going to happen eventually. And I knew that you get me and Smooth in a room, somebody's going to want that sensual voice. All right, somebody's going to want to hear it. And it happened.
So you tell me what y'all want me to hear. What y'all trying to hear?
There we go. Sexy smoothie talks. Oh yes. This is fun. Oh, I bet it is, Captain Boots. And how was your stream, by the way? What were you getting up to? What were you playing? It's very kind of you to send that raid on over here. And of course, right in the middle of the sensual. I feel like you always tend to raid during the sensual voice, Captain Boots. Are you trying to say something? Are you trying to say that you feeling something about it?
Libido is attached to you.
Hey, yeah, no, I think I hear you. I think I
You
hear
have a
you.
direct line to those nether regions.
Absolutely. Sploosh, says ALM. My goodness, my version. Oh, no, don't you go saying that. Don't you go saying that. I don't want to get banned off of Twitch.
How you doing, baby girl?
I hope Smooth gets all the happiness and love in life. Absolutely, he does. Absolutely, he does. Kuroshik, let's go. Bailey's giving me those bedroom eyes. Listen. Those character Baileys. This is the closest you guys are going to get to a face cam stream for a while. Let me tell you what. Can Smooth call me baby girl, please? Oh, nice present. Gotta keep that for later. Gotta keep you wanting more.
Eventually, maybe.
Presley. Presley. You still here?
Oh yeah, she is.
I want to see that name pop up.
All right. Nothing in comparison to this magic. Captain Boots and Mommy. Hey yo, I volunteer as tribute. Oh my poor ears. I take my leave. Fairy. Sure. Mon Dieu. There's
Presley.
Presley.
How you doing there, baby girl?
Oh,
You all right tonight?
You don't know what you just did. She's not. She's gonna be clipping that shit, and she's gonna be listening to that for the rest of this, like, for probably next month or so. Pagan priestess is passing away. Passes away again. Oh goodness. Pagan. You gotta make sure you take your iron pill so you just stop passing away like that. Can't be having that. Streamers like Viagra
Streamers
for
like the Viagra for ears.
Oh my.
You know,
Hey, you hear that,
if it
Smooth?
keeps me standing up straight, you know I'm gonna be up and up.
Oh my goodness, this stream took on a very, very different mood that I had a feeling would happen, but let me tell you, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting
Well, when you get these two voices in the same area, what else could you expect?
Oh my, passes away a third time. Pagan, listen, you gotta make sure you take those iron pills. Can't have you passing out like that. We haven't even done anything yet. I'm an extra heavy now because I passed away
yeah,
3
Pagan.
times.
Yeah, Pagan, you gotta come back to us.
Yeah, come back to us, Pagan. No, come on. Arty party, let's go. Let's go. Hi Zodi. Welcome on in, everybody. So, this is the coffee talk, and if you guys haven't gathered something from the coffee talk, it's that we kind of do whatever we feel like for the coffee talk. Revive me, zaddies. Ooh, do you want to do the others this time, or shall I do it? Oh man, come here, Pagan. I got you. But now, so sensual voice and all this fun stuff. Coffee talk just kind of goes wherever it does go. And having Smooth on tonight has been an absolute honor. I absolutely love this guy. I appreciate him a ton. And we are going to be having so much good times. We still have over a half hour left of stream. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to have lots of other conversations. We started off with some really deep conversations. We had some pretty good conversations.
Before we continue, Presley, baby girl, I need you to finish your sentences. Keep stopping midway. I need you to. There we go. I need you to finish your sentences.
There you go. There you go, Presley. Good for you. V, I'll take the cookies to go. Sounds good, Fairy. Don't you worry. I got them right here. Got them right here. You're welcome for making your stream super horny for no reason. Like I said, Pagan, like I was telling people, stream does have to go like that. Streams do go like that, okay? Now, especially Coffee Talk, we go all over the place. I mean, you were the one that came up with the whole V-milk joke in the first place, so that happens. That does happen, so I would expect nothing less. Oh, never mind, keep the cookies. Fairy, do you want the cookies or not, okay? Cookies are right here. Like, they're hot boxed up, they're ready to go, alright? I just need you to come pick them up. Smooth out here requesting, oh, go ahead. Seems like somebody wants to move out there.
Move out here requesting her to finish sentences, man, while she's ready. Just because you completed one thing doesn't mean you can't complete all your tasks.
Oh my. Everyone needs at least one. Oh my.
You know, I am a person that likes to start everything he finished.
There you go. Always gotta love that. Smooth,
Actually,
how's you got
you
done
can
with that
try
sensual voice?
and reverse it.
Oh man. Smooth, I
I
followed
have you outdone. There's no competition here. We over here just trying that everybody.
Different strokes for different folks, if you know what I mean.
No,
Right.
we're trying to make sure that everybody is staying nice and healthy out here in these streets. Sometimes you need some vitamin D.
Get that blood flowing, if you know what I mean.
You know, sometimes you need some vitamin D. Sometimes you need
Vitamin
whichever
V.
one is your, you know, vitamin V, fallacious.
There
You know,
go.
vitamin D.
Vitamin V. Vitamin Smooth. There we go. There's lots of different vitamins you can take.
The vitamin stream.
There. Got that vitamin D and the V milk. That sounds like a great morning to me. Let me tell you what.
Ooh, take your vitamin D with a sip of V milk. Ooh,
That's That's almost like a whole nother level of power I don't think anybody's ready for yet.
I'm just saying, you gotta make sure that it goes straight down to the back of the throat too.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you can't waste a single drop of that.
Don't
You gotta
spill
make
it.
sure it
You can't
all
waste a
gets...
single drop.
That's the voice of a person who knows how to fluff a pillow, if you know what I mean. That pillow's gonna be very, very nice and fluffed. Freshly pumped V-milk can't be stale. Absolutely. Once again, I volunteer as tribute. I've got you,
Now, for
Captain.
some reason, when I read that just now, Captain, I see you clapping your hands
I
as
feel
you
like
say
that's
that.
exactly what the
So
period
do
was
a
supposed to
recording
tell
for
you.
me. I need you to do a recording for me saying that while you clapping your hand.
I feel like that's
Be nice.
exactly what
I'm excited about it.
Got ya!
Chippy with the surprise subscription. Let's go. Welcome on into the stream, Chippy. How are you doing? Thank you so much for that subscription. I appreciate your support in the stream. Thank you so much for that. How are you doing, Chippy? We are getting very, very down and dirty right now with our guest star, SmoovDMasamune. So, if you are not following Smooth, please go do so. All right, go tap that follow button. It is on the top of the stream right there. Twitch.tv/SmoovDMasamune. You will not regret that follow. If you like smooth voices and you like smooth
Did I see
times,
that?
that's it. That's where you
Leslie,
go.
of course I see that you follow me.
There
I
you
always feel like somebody's following me. Now I know.
Oh, I just realized that the surprise probably was a little bit of a jump scare for everybody in stream, unintentionally.
It
So,
definitely popped up.
yeah, it definitely popped up. I see what you're going on there. I see what you're going on there. Okay, but did not mean for that to jump scare you guys. So I do apologize. That was not my intention. Not my intention in the slightest. So,
You in December, baby? You were December. Your birthday is December 1st? Oh, happy early birthday to you. A Sagittarius like myself.
there we go. Everyone's horny here. Okay, yes, Chippy. It is a very different kind of energy that you probably did not expect to walk in on. But, you know, as it does happen with the coffee talk sometimes, this is exactly what you should expect. So, motherfucker referencing MJ, let's go. Big corn energy. Gotta love eating that corn, okay? Listen, there's a lot of corn out there, and you gotta make sure you find the right kind. Like, I'm talking like, you know, the buttery, like, ooh, the stuff that really gets between your teeth. I'm talking about actual corn. So, now, let me see how much time is left back on the schedule. Speaking of which, finally, I am done with that sensual voice, and we can take a break from having the sensual moment of tonight's stream. You guys, there you go. Enjoy, okay? It's almost midnight, so I gotta go to bed. Night-night, everyone, and perfect timing for Presley.
That was something.
That was something. That was, my goodness, man. I was not expecting to go there, but thank you for going at it with me. Goodness, everything
Hey
just sounds
man,
like
you know I'm
innuendo
down
after
for it.
that.
I'm down for it. Presley, really appreciate the follow. Thank you for coming through tonight, and I hope you have wonderful dreams tonight.
I'm just gonna do this for
My poor innocent ears.
There we go. We're just gonna go ahead and do that.
Well, you know, we haven't even gotten to the meat of the conversation.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I was wondering. I was trying to figure out how we were gonna, like, you know, segue into that, and then the sensual voice there. I was like, oh, well, we probably shouldn't, you know, get into that during the sensual voice, but.
Well, actually, we could save that because we actually did have the deep conversation earlier when we were talking about, you know, reflecting upon oneself and looking into, you know, find all of the different methodologies and philosophy we did of self-searching. So we can always have the original conversation for.
Nope.
This doesn't have to be a one-time thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one time. Could I don't know when exactly we can get the next one set up, but I would definitely love that. No, and I mean, if you want to too, we could get into it. I think it would go really great with what we were talking about earlier, what to do with the whole, like, you know, facing yourself and everything. And if you want to, we could. the whole discussion of like certain mentalities versus others. Um,
Yeah.
if you want to go into it, we absolutely can. I'm down to. So let's go for it.
I'm down to touch on it.
All right. So I gotta organize something really fast.
Do your thing.
Anyway, so like what we were talking about was like the whole kind of like mentality stuff to do with why is this not? You want to go ahead and sum it up for me and go ahead and get into the topic, because I think you would be able
Sure.
to dig into it way better than I would right now.
Sure. So initially, what the deep subject was supposed to be about was the idea of victim mentality, and what I mean by that is, the idea that you are so stuck in being a victim that is the only way that you see yourself living through your life, but you are using that as just to get attention put onto you.
Yeah, seeking out validation and like trying to get all these other people that feed into your unhealthy perception of yourself in the world, just so you can make it
Exactly.
day to day. And that's
Oh, the world is so hard for me, and I'm going through this thing, and it just seems like every time that you are in some type of public forum, you're speaking of something that is bad happening, or something that has you down, or something that is that and the third, but you're not really doing it. You're doing it just to see if it's going to be brought to you. If somebody is going to say, hey, it's okay. People crave that attention so much that they are willing to find any type of way to get the acknowledgement. And that can be
it's
dangerous,
unhealthy.
because it's very unhealthy. But what it can also do, not only is it dangerous for you, well, it's dangerous for you because you can get stuck in that mentality, and then if you don't start getting it, it can make you dive even deeper into it. And some of those things that you are using to crave some of these things that you are using to get that attention now become your reality.
Yeah.
And now you are in that negative space. But it also takes away from the people that are already in that negative space.
Mm-hmm. And like they say,
In a sense, you're not really respecting that.
Yeah, they'll say all of the right stuff, right? Like I've seen it. Like I was even talking to you earlier about it too before we started the stream, but the whole cancel culture and everything, and even just last week, I had somebody come in and try to say something to just get me, like probably it was just like somebody saying something really weird out of nowhere, but like I was like, okay, but I went into absolute like streamer protection mode of like, is this something that if I say it out loud, read it out loud, it's gonna be like weird? Do I just read it and let it stay in chat? Do I delete the message? Like what exactly do we do, right? And I ended up going onto a tangent because it threw me off for the whole rest of the night, right? The whole coffee talk, vibe, everything was going on, just absolutely out the window. Like everything I thought I was gonna say, nope. Like I couldn't process it anymore, and I started talking about like cancel culture and how the unhealthy thing of it, like a victim mentality and cancel culture go so much hand in hand, right? Victim mentality is a very
Definitely
personal thing, but taking the personal experience of the victim mentality of like you need this validation, you need everybody to understand how bad you have it, and you need everybody to understand it now, and you need to make sure that they understand it. Even if they don't, you got to force them to try and be in a mindset so they can, and like make sure all this other stuff happens so they do understand. I'm saying all this stuff, and it's basically that is the personal side of it. But then cancel culture, and especially what's become now, is that it's instead of being the few people that actually do deserve it, there are so many people that are not deserving of mob rule, which is mob mentality, which is what cancel culture is now, is this mob sense of get rid of it because we don't like what it says, and it's like all of these other horrible things. It's like, yeah, you guys are getting upset about the right stuff for the wrong fucking reasons. right? If somebody's saying something
Exactly.
horrific and something bad, right, and you're feeling like, well, this is the wrong stuff that we should be listening to, like, we can't have this stuff. It's like, yeah, you can't have this stuff. Like, if they're gonna say horrific stuff and you can't even like let them like try and talk their stuff because it's all just a bunch of the hate junk, like get out of there. But if somebody's able to try and like articulate and talk, it's like let them try and talk it out so they make themselves sound so dumb that maybe they themselves realize, wow, this is actually a really dumb point I'm trying to make. And then everybody else can go like, so do you feel accomplished now? Right? Yeah.
But like I said, just craving that attention. There was so perfect example of what I'm saying is that let's say that you have somebody that's in a serious just lost somebody in a relationship.
Okay.
They're going through something and they're reaching out, trying to get someone to actually really try to put them through this. And then there's that one person that comes in that will relate to it, but relate to it into a sense where they are trying to put the attention on themselves. Yes, I understand this because I went through this. And now let's talk about me going through this instead of what originally. You take the attention away from the target of what was intended. You went through this. You already had your, and you moved on. But instead of using what you learned to help somebody, you want to be the victim again, so that you can all over again.
Yeah. And you can't see me nodding along with you right now, but like absolutely, yeah. So,
And how does that help you? You got somebody to pat you on the back again. Congratulations.
Yeah, way to go.
Now the person that actually needs is being ignored, and that is an infuriating thing because of that. It happens so often. Some people just can't help but to be stuck in that mode where like, please pay attention to me because everything is so bad and I'm going through so much pressure and everything is so overwhelming. When the fuck you gonna grow up and actually get yourself out of the damn situation then?
Yeah.
At some point, you need to realize you're there because you need to be there.
Yeah, like don't misinterpret any of this either, okay? The biggest thing is that we're not saying anything at all about grief, okay? Grief is something you will experience at some point in your life. It's going to happen. It's going to happen at other times. The biggest thing that I'll tell people and to try and understand is that how you process grief, as long as you are not destroying your own life or somebody else's life in order to process and deal with your grief, then you're doing it okay. Whatever it is, how long it takes, as long as you're not destroying somebody else or yourself in order to heal from whatever the grief is, you're doing it okay. The problem lies...
Zodi just brought up a good point.
Yeah. The problem lies, I think, in like what you're saying too, is that, somebody has something horrific happen to them. They can't control it. Nobody can control that shit. They feel like they've lost control, right? And they try and like drag it back in. The problem happens when during that grieving process, they put that onto somebody else and it feels good. They took the pressure off of them. Like they don't have to feel like they are dealing with all these horrific stuff anymore. And they're like, oh man, like that felt really good. Like I got the validation stuff I needed. And not understanding that only happens like within the first little bit to hear and process and understand that person was there for you because you needed it, because they know that you're grieving really hard, and then relying on that feeling of just relief and validation and wanting to get that over and over again. It's a self-perpetuating cycle that if you don't understand it, it's there for when you need it and not to be abused, you're going to lose good people because you're in an unhealthy situation.
And then on top of that, you have the one, like you said, when you're going through grief and pain, you are in a situation that wasn't of your own, that was out of your control. One thing that I'm also bringing up when it comes to this, when it comes to victim mentality, is
When you
when
have
you
what?
do have the choice to leave, when you have the choice to get out of your situation, when you
Yeah.
have a way to get out of your situation, but choose not to.
Yeah.
You choose not to, and you use the fact that you're choosing not to be in it because, as Zodi said earlier, you want to be the main character, and it's easier to bring focus onto you when you're in a negative situation because people pay attention more to that than they do positive. It is a known thing that one negative comment to equal out to that negative comment, 10 positives have to be on there because that one stands out.
Yeah. And even that in of itself, that one negative comment, like, oh goodness, I thankfully have not had too many of them, but I have had some negative experiences. I mean, like I'm talking about just streaming. If we're going to talk about my normal, like in my regular day-to-day
Hmm.
life and my past and everything, I've had so many that are not safe for Twitch because I've had a lot of other bullshit happen to me in my life, right? It's a whole life story full of a bunch of people trying to go through a bunch of stuff and me just being like, I'm dealing with this, I gotta deal with it. People are like, you should be fucking like super upset, you should be this, you should be that. I'm like, I'm dealing with it my own damn way. Let me deal with it, right? Like I'm trying to do
And you
my
see
own
the fact
thing.
that you're dealing with it like that. That's another point.
Yeah.
That's another point that
And
I'm trying to make. You are choosing not to share that right now because you're dealing with it your way. You're trying to overcome it instead of utilizing it and just continuously living in that moment.
yeah.
And
And
just like, no, because this happened to me, because this happened to me, because this happened to me is why I'm like that. No, you can't keep using that.
thank you. That's exactly the thing. It's like, well, this happened to me, and then this happened, and then this happened. That led to this. That led to that. And now, I'm like, it's like, okay, it's important to understand where you come from, right? And like, the problem is people like Tampon Man was saying, when you are your own adversity, when you make yourself into exactly what you're trying to help other people out from or what you're trying to claim. And one of the most annoying things and one of the most just like toxic things that people do unintentionally, whether it be like, and I say unintentionally, some people do it intentionally, fully understanding what they're doing, but I'm talking about the moments where you say like, oh, like I'm like really going through this, like, oh, it's okay, I'll be there for you, right? And then if like say like some family member passed away and you're just like really just like, oh man, like it really hurts, right? And then the next week like you're acting like everything's perfectly fine, they might come back and go, yo, why the fuck are you not like super upset right now? Like, why are you not crying on the ground right now? When I lost my grandpa, I like acted like this. Why are you not? It's like we're two different people, right? And it's like they're trying to force you back into that victim mentality and trying to force you back into that emotion, and it takes some really really strong like personal growth and development in yourself in order to, when people like come at you and they start saying that stuff, to be like, I am dealing with it my own damn way. Just because you dealt with it your own way does not mean that I am forced to like grieve for years on end, going through other like whole bunch of horrific stuff just because you also did. And if you're going to project your own healing process of whatever you went through onto me because you see some of the similarities, which is another thing, is like whenever you go through something like traumatic and horrific, right? People go, oh, I know what you're going through. It's like, you don't. So what I like to say is like, I understand parts of what you're going through. You're unique in what exactly is going on. I can help you out through some of these moments, or if you just need to talk, right? I'm here. That is
Here's another
infinitely
thing that you
healthier.
got. No, here's another thing that you got is the assumption of expectation.
Right. Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that you're jumping to the assumption that, and you have an expectation that the way that you relate to something is the way that everybody should relate to something. A better version of me saying this: if you're in a relationship,
Yeah.
you have an expectation of what you want from the person who you are with, and who you expect them to be.
Zodiac Bear is
Then you
like,
find out who they
preach!
are. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
get into a relationship, and then you have the expectation of who you think they are going to be for, and not even a relationship, even in a friendship. If I was to say, Valacious,
Yeah.
you are my best friend,
Cool.
can you say that you're my best friend and mean it?
Like, honestly, right now, I'd be like, yeah, you're a really good friend, but I wouldn't say, like, you're like a best friend, right?
See, a lot of people have that expectation where it's like, I am giving you this best friend energy, and I expect that same energy back.
Yeah.
And when they don't get it back, they're fucked up about it.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you say that you are that what I am feeling and projecting is not being projected back. Now I'm upset. I can't believe this.
Yeah. And, sometimes,
Those
like,
expectations are. Oof.
sometimes if if you and I had been, like, like, we've been talking for a long time, but, like, only recently and within, like, those few times that we've interacted over, like, a long time have we, like, really gotten to know each other. I don't even consider, like, I don't even think of, like, I don't have, like, a best friend, I don't think. Like, I have a lot of people that I'm very close with, but and me personally, like, this is another thing too. It's like your expectation of, like, would you call me your best friend, right? If I had said, yeah, I call you my best friend, it's like, that is my own expectations of what I think best friend relationships are like. And only if you had asked, like, what do you think of as a best friend? And then, like, if you had, like, sometimes some of this stuff doesn't actually come up in a healthy way of, like, what do you think is a best friend? It's like, oh, you're my best friend. It's like, but I don't think of you as a best friend. And then they're like, like you said, get all butthurt, like, oh, like, come on, right? It's like, okay, listen. I think that best friends, like, that's putting a label onto something that is not deserving of, like, best, because that to me that devalues all the other relationships and friendships that I have, right? Because, like, I call you my best friend. Yeah, see, and that's another thing too.
No,
is, like, a relationship is different.
I can see that.
Like,
I can see that, but I have a different perspective.
Yeah, but, like, for me,
when I say some.
Oh.
Go ahead, my bad.
Okay,
You were
I'll just finish it up, and then if you can keep your idea. But, like, with my whole, like, friendship thing, it's like I have so many people that I'm close to and I feel close with, and sometimes it's like, that level of friendship may not always be there, and, like, I can understand, like, best friends versus, like, other friends that are just, like, friends, but I still call everybody, like, a friend, because I don't want to disrespect somebody being like, oh yeah, my best friend so and so. It's like, okay, well then, have all the other friends in there, and that's also my own experiences and everything, but, like, all the other friends in there, I don't want to devalue them.
Right, and I can understand that. I can totally understand that. For me, and the way that I use the word best, if you want, and yeah, I understand the labels thing, but when I use the term best, I'm putting that as most trusted.
Yeah.
Now, with every relationship that you're in, there are different levels of trust. When I deem somebody as a best friend, then I am saying that you are my most trusted person. And there are things that I'm going to tell you and reveal to you that I trust that you are not going to either let get out or let me fall asunder if it does get out.
Exactly.
It's more, and it's a part. And that's, we're going into the part of of equivalent exchange, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And
the person that I deemed my. Exactly. So when I use that, I can only say that I only have two best friends, one male, one female. It's never going to be more than that, and that changes as time goes on. And yes, what Captain Boo says, I am talking about that ride or die life. I'm talking about
Yep.
if I am calling you my best friend, if I come to you and I knock on your door and you see me with a dead body. If I am your best friend and you are my best friend, you're not going to ask questions. You're going to grab a shovel and say, "Hey, I know a plot."
Yeah.
That's trust.
And it's not
That's a
saying
level of
like,
trust that I can only give to one person.
yeah.
No, I'm using it as an extreme version of the example of trust is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
No,
but like,
I'm not going to say like that's a real situation, but I'm using that
yeah.
as an example of the type of level of trust. You are the person that I'm going to go and get that.
Yeah.
Again, Smooth? Ugh, gets the stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get. Oh, fucking hell, man. But
You're
like
lovely.
another thing too that like some people hear that like, oh my gosh, like someone would just go help cover. It's like, okay, do you have somebody that you are so emotionally and intellectually on the same level with that if they came to you with this thing, like there might be some kind of like, what the hell? But like, you know, they're gonna be there helping you. Like they're going like, are you okay? Like, you know, they're packing up the shovel and everything, right? But it's like if you are so emotionally, intellectually, and everything on the same level with somebody, that if you were in such an extreme situation where there's a body that is in your friend's hands, you know they didn't just like, you know, drop a, like flip a coin and decide like, all right, I'm just gonna go out there and like, you know, do some horrific stuff and come back and be like, hey, I need you to like, you know, step
Exactly
up
my
right now, right? You know
exactly my
that,
point. You know there's a reason for this.
yeah, and that there's some
Let's
people
take
who will
the
never
situation
get
we're
that in
going
their
to have this
life,
talk.
which is fine, but like
Mm-hmm.
I hope people do. And that's why some of the people that don't have that kind of relationship or understand that that kind of relationship can exist are going to be like, oh my gosh, you're going to help them cover up a crime? How could you? It's like, okay, you will not, you have not gotten to the point in a friendship or relationship or something with somebody where you can be at such a level that they come to you with a body and you're looking at it and you go, I know that there are reasons here, so much so that I don't even need to ask. I already know that
Yeah.
this person did something
Yeah.
to you, that whatever it is, like all of that stuff, that whole dialogue, that whole questioning back and forth, like what did you all, it's already being answered, and anything that happens in between, like them getting packing up and going out there, even if it's silent, that dialogue's already happening, right? Because you both know each other
Now,
inside and out.
now here's a more or less extreme version of that. I use extreme version to get the idea, and you've picked up on it
Yeah,
perfectly of what I was saying.
yeah, it's
So
like
now
you
let's put
somebody
this into
understands.
a exactly. Let's put this into a more casual perspective.
Okay.
With humans, as us being humans, men in particular, we are something that we call ourselves people of habit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We are creatures of habit. We have our routines that we go on. We have things that we go to. We have things that are preferences, and there it becomes a certain type of routine that becomes associated to us, right? Now, when you have a quote unquote best friend, someone that knows your routine, when
Yeah.
they can see those irregularities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did this. He went here instead of going there. It's not like him. Oh, he said this instead of what he would usually say in that situation. That's not like him.
Yep. And
So now, the person that I would deem somebody that has that trust and that well is going to hit me up. Yo, you did something that's not like you. What's going on?
yeah. And I mean, I even just had that situation happen, like literally today, right? I'm not, I don't name names or anything, but like, I had
No, no
somebody that
problem.
I was just like reached out to him, right? I'm going, hey, so I'm checking in, so make sure you're doing okay. Like it seems kind of like some uncharacteristic stuff going on right now, and like the image and the personality and like process that I have in my mind of like how you act is just like how you normally are and how I'm seeing right now is not really lining up. So I want to ask, like, I want to see if you're doing okay, right? And it turns out everything's fine, right? You know, everything's fine, like emotionally and everything. It was just like a bunch of other stuff that was going on. But I was just like, I could tell something was going on, and that's why I fully understand too. Like, I try to be that person to everybody, that's like, if I am spending enough time with people or whatever, I can be like, something's up, right?
Yep.
You can call it vibes, you can call
Now,
it frequencies, whatever, but like you can tell.
Vibes, frequencies, all of that.
Yeah.
All of that is the same thing. Picking up on energy and when something out of is not where it's supposed to be. Now, what I would say to the crowd, everybody knows that they have that one friend that just seems that they are the ones that are the go-to person, like sort of like yourself, Val. You have this thing.
Okay.
You've created this safe space, and people come to you with their problems constantly, and you're taking these things on. Now, everybody has or knows somebody of that level. I usually use the term strong friend, right?
Yeah.
Now, for everybody who is listening, if you know who that person is, check on that strong friend. And the reason why I say this is because even though that person seems like he has all together and they are the ones that are, you have to understand the way that and energy transference works. If this man is a man and or woman, whoever they may be, is constantly being the one to listen to, take on the negative energy and help you fight it, they are absorbing that into their own spirit. And sometimes that can get overwhelming. And sometimes that person needs to be the one checked up on, and they need to get that off of their chest. It doesn't even need to have to be somebody that's just as strong as them. It just needs to be somebody that cares.
Yeah. Is this you saying you want to check up on me right now? I'm kidding now. Like.
I mean, yes.
Okay.
If there's ever a time I feel something's up with Val, I would ask.
Yeah.
Because I know what it means to be in that position.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I can talk about it a little bit later, but I want to get to Shadow Rogue. If you're still here, I hope you know that all of you guys in chat, I hope you know we're not like ignoring you and we're not purposely like not reading stuff. I'm reading every single chat that's happening, and I'm processing it all and trying to take it all in. And we have a question from Shadow Rogue.
There we go.
Could you have multiple best friends in a situation of being in multiple friend groups where you have a best friend in each group you're a part of? I think absolutely. Shadow Rogue.
I would say not.
Okay. And now that's interesting because now we got two different sides of it. Like I'll say my side, you can say your side, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So now here, now like in that term, like best friend, for Shadow Rogue saying that thing, I would say for best friends in that situation, I think you would have at least one person, or maybe two or three, of whatever these I'm thinking like multiple friend groups, like maybe there's like 5 friend groups, right? Like big number of friend groups, like you're a part of all these friend groups, okay? I think you can have 1 or 2 people in each friend group that you are, and like back with the whole like 5 person that's different parts of your personality. I think that at least one person of all those different friend groups could be somebody that you identify the most with, and that you feel the closest with, and then that could be like your best friend in that group. So it's possible to have a best friend of a bunch of these different groups, but like, you're like, there's within all of that, it's going to be kind of hard, because then if you try and find like what is your like best one, like are you going to be finding somebody that's like closest? You might have a few, but you don't want to leave other people out, and that kind of goes into the whole thing with like how I don't really call people best friends. I always think of somebody that's like really really good friends. But anyway, what were you going to say? Your other side of it, like how you think absolutely not.
So I think of it on the other, in the sense of, consider friendship as a pyramid. You got the bottom, you got the layers, and each layer is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Think of each one of those people that you are associated with, and those layers are just how close you feel connected to them. The bottom layer is just your associates, the ones that, and then the further up, the more conversations you have with these people, and the connection. Now, as you were saying, I agree with you that there is somebody that there is very easy for each of the people that are in said group that there is one that you are going to connect with. That's just how things work. So going on, you're building up and you're seeing these things, and connections grow deeper as time goes. Trials, tribulations, and fights, arguments. How do we resolve them? These things are all factors. Now you build these connections to the point where you get to those, like we were talking about, those 5 closest people to you. Those 5 closest people to you are a reflection of who you are. You see yourself and you relate to because of this, and these can be, like you said, in those groups. But there's always going to be that one person that you relate to. For me, I always feel like there's always going to be some to than everybody. And that's why I say I see what you're saying as like a title, but that's why I'm trying to not make it as a title. I'm seeing it as more of a trust thing. It's more of, this is just how I connect to this person and how much I trust this person to that point. Like what ALM's gaming is saying, you're transcending just the bond you're transcending the bond of regular friend groups and stuff like that. We have experienced and we connect on such a level that is higher. It's not that you're leaving these people out. It's not but it's just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, keep going.
It's not that it's not that I'm trying to leave somebody out, but of course there is going to be connections that just run deeper. The same, and if they didn't, for example, not to debate with you, but for example, if all connections, and you're trying to be as inclusive as possible connections, then why get married?
Yep.
You got married because there's a connection that you person that runs deeper than the rest of them. It's not because you're leaving them out. It's because that's just the bond that you've created.
Yep, absolutely. And man, like something that I think is pretty interesting is that well, there you go, Glitter Daddy, with that redeem.
I love
came
how
in
that
for
came
an
in
ooh as well.
conversation.
But hi, Pagan. But yeah, so I remember this was quite a few years ago that I met this person when I was in Hollywood, and I was learning how to act in front of a camera, all the different stuff that people. Okay, no, honey. No.
Oh,
but
here
like,
we go. Here we go. Here we
Second
go.
before bed. I appreciate you, Blur Daddy.
That pagan energy.
Pagan energy. Yep. But anyway, the oh gosh, I'm getting confused. But oh yeah, okay. So anyway, I was down in Hollywood. I was interacting with a bunch of people that I wouldn't normally interact with because we were all going to this intensive for like learning to act in front of a camera, right? And one of these guys I really, really bonded with, and we were chatting about so much stuff and so much, like just really getting down and dirty with each other. You know, you can take with that what you will. But one of the things that he actually mentioned, he was like,
"Don't grow up, kids."
One of the things that he mentioned was we got on the subject of like, you know, marriage and everything, and he goes, so I don't see myself getting married, but I see myself finding someone that I'm extremely comfortable with, right? And I was like, okay. And at that point in time, like, I was still kind of like this person that my parents had kind of put into me, and with like the mindset of, you know, you're gonna become like this good Christian man that's gonna go get married to somebody that is like also Christian, all this other stuff, right? You know, have this very like idea and like image, right?
Jokes on them.
Yeah, jokes on them, but
Yeah.
but in any sense, like it was basically like all of what my
Painting
parents were
the
picturing
life
for
for
me.
you.
Sorry, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had this image of what they wanted for me, and I was kind of living that, and I was like, that's kind of what my big thing was. But then being in Hollywood on my own, and like talking with and hearing with and seeing all these different personalities and people, and hearing their different lives by just all of these different melting pots of all of these different experiences, I realized, whoa, there's a lot more of the world than I thought I knew, right? And he was talking about how marriage to him was like, you know, he saw this idea of putting this piece of, like, this rock on another human being's finger and then saying, like, you're mine now forever. He was like, that just seems so barbaric and outdated. It just seems so, like, you know, and in a way it kind of is, but in like the sense of like, if you're thinking about it in like it's a very time-honored tradition, it's like almost a ritual. I mean, it is a ritual. Like there's so many things about it.
It is a ritual. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance that comes with it.
Yeah, and like there's so many people that just think that like, oh, this is exactly how it has to be done because that's how it was done, right? And he was like, I don't like that. That doesn't, none of that appeals to me of what I would want to do with my significant other whenever I find them, because it doesn't blend with what I picture. To me, it seems like shackles. To me, it seems like this other, like I'm trying to put them through something that doesn't feel right for them or me. And I was like,
well, a lot of people.
Whoa.
Well, a lot of people would say that love is cursed by monogamy.
That's true. That's one thing that was coming to my head too.
But one thing that I say to that, it depends on who are the two people in. My relationship isn't going to be the same as your. You have to figure that out between you and whoever that partner is that you deem. So, perfect example of this. When me and my wife got married, she used to get extremely upset that I wouldn't always wear my ring.
Yep, and that also goes back into the whole expectation thing, right? The whole expectation of like, you know, oh, you're just always going to wear your ring. You're always going to do this. You're always going to do that. It's like,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not going to do that. And then when I broke it down to her, I was just like, I sat her down and we had a discussion about it, and I broke it down to her. Listen, that this was the thing. You chose me because you trusted me, and we agreed that we were going to do this whole monogamous thing, right? So, if you trust me with that, why do I need this to represent that?
Fair.
I don't need to be represented by a ring because I am my marriage.
Yep.
I don't need something to symbolize that because I can make the decision to say, if a woman is approaching me, I am the person that's going to say, no, I'm married. Yeah. And let's be real about it. If a woman really wants, or a man, if one person wants else, you know what I'm saying? If one person wants somebody else,
that
no
ring is not going to be like, hold up, time out. All right, look at this, okay? You got this ring right here.
The ring isn't going to come to life and say, no, chill. No, this is off limits. No, it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. It is up to the person to say, no, I can't, that's not how I get down.
Yeah. Oh, no, honey, I'm good. I could have another, but I probably should not. I got somebody at home, and if I stay, I might not leave alone. That song, oh, man.
Now,
that
going back to what you said before.
Yeah.
No, my bad.
No, go ahead. No, I just wanted to say that because I thought that.
But going back to what you said, how you said that it was a archaic thing, this, that, and the third. I see where he's coming from, and to an extent, I do agree. To the point where I have it so that my marriage now is the only time I ever will be married.
Yeah.
I told her this before we got married. I said, you know, if you and I don't work out, you fuck it up for everybody that comes up behind you. There is never going to be somebody that I am going to give my name to.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. She got upset with me when I said that too.
I mean, yeah, like it's
She got very
one of the,
upset with me.
yeah, one of the things that when people talk about people talk about these like healthy conversations, right? You have these conversations. One thing that I think should maybe like help you guys out right now, if you guys have not had these or maybe realized it already, is that those conversations will not be pretty sometimes. They're not going to be all like hearts
No,
and
they're
rainbows and
not.
like, oh, we all both understand everything, right? There's going to be some nasty stuff that happens at times that comes out, and it's
Yep.
like you're going to process with that as an adult and as
They're
somebody
going
who
to.
is able to feel and hear that, right? Like
There's
it's
gonna be times where you don't even like the person that you're with.
oh
There's gonna be
yes,
times where you have to re-fall in love with the person that you are with.
like, and I
I
know
cannot. I'm gonna have to fall back in love.
like there's I feel like that's where you can find some of the most incredible, but also some people not understanding understanding how hard it is to love, right? And there's a lot of people that will say their
It's
own
not.
experiences. There's a lot of people say all the other stuff. It's like it's a lot harder than that, and it's all personalized. It's all you. Nobody has the exact like the code to pass it for you and be like, yep, this is how it is. It's no, it's not
Yep.
that.
Big feelings come with big conversations. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
write that on a shirt.
Oh fuck, that's some new merch right
Write
there.
that on a shirt. Yeah, that is a
Hey,
hard ass line.
yeah, Pagan's like I told myself I
I
was
don't
never
always
getting
like you, but
married
I will
because
always love you.
I told myself I would not get married because it's pointless and dumb, and then this let me fall in love with him. As if, nah. But it was big conversations. Take big adults in order to make those conversations, and
It's a certain level of maturity, man.
yeah,
Certain level of maturity,
yep,
and it sounds so basic when you hear communication is the key. It makes it seem like it's basic, but it is the truest statement in relationships, and not
absolutely,
just
yeah, way to
even
go.
not even with with it being love. Just any relationship takes communication. I have to say hello to you to.
Yeah, you there,
You know what I'm
Smoke?
saying? I have to communicate with you for me. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, no,
I
there
was
was just
letting
like
that
it cut
linger.
out for a split
I was
second. I
letting
was
that
like, no, he was saying
marinate,
something. He stopped talking.
Yeah, I
But
was letting that one marinate.
yeah,
All types of relationships. Every relationship requires communication. Just to meet somebody, you got to say hello.
yeah,
That's communication.
yeah. Oh, yeah, break just started, so we got quite a few people in who are not subs. So next stuff we say is probably gonna be lost, but we'll wait until it's done. Yeah, like I said, I only got the minute-long ads, and I bumped that down because I was like, I'm making nickels and dimes, and not even nickels, not even dimes most of the time. I'm making pennies and
That
nickels,
shit doesn't help
and
nothing.
it's not worth it. Honestly, I was like, it's not worth it
It's really
losing
not.
a lot of my community to ads and making them like feel like they have to sub. Now I've reduced it down to like a minute, and I might even reduce it later to even less, but I feel like if people want to subscribe or like support the stream, they'll do it out of and I've always told them like nothing is ever required in my stream because I started my stream to entertain. I started my stream to give people like a part of me that is authentically me. And
Yep.
then if they choose if they want to subscribe to that, whatever, that is up to them. And now they also have the added benefit of some fucking banging emotes made by Poison, my artist. Fucking love Poison. But, so it's like, now they don't have to worry about ads. It's like, if you want to sub, you got some awesome emotes for that. So.
Right. Now, one thing I will say about the whole ads thing, ads only matter if you are one of the big time streamers.
Absolutely.
You're not making any ads unless you're one of those ones that have of people watching your shit. So it really isn't no point even having them on.
Honestly, dude, that's one of the craziest things too. Is like, why would you ever do that?
I will say this,
that
Godzilla ad that popped up. But I will say this, that Godzilla ad popped up. Ooh, that's my guilty pleasure thing is Godzilla. I love everything
Godzilla?
Oh, I love Godzilla.
I am not, like, you're talking about the, like, you said an app, or are you talking about, like, the monster?
The monster. They had an ad, one of the ads that popped up was a Godzilla commercial.
Ooh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, no, there was one point in time where I got, like, Homescapes was really having a big ad push, right? Oh my gosh! I fucking hate Homescapes now. You have no idea. I got, like, I'm not kidding you. I would get, like, the 2 hour... I would get the 2-minute long ad breaks. 5 of the fucking ads were Homescapes. I was so pissed off. I was like, I'm going insane! They're not even different ads! It's the same ad 5 times! Holy fuck! I was so mad!
The Homescapes ad and, what is that other one? What is it? What's the king that you gotta keep rescuing?
Ebony or something like that?
Shit? No, not that one. It's another one. God damn it, I can't believe I forgot it, but it'll come to me.
No, but like, fucking Homescapes, I hate it. I'm never going to install it. Like, if there was any hope of me ever installing that app, I lost it when Twitch, like, just ruined their frequencies of, like, you know, stuff like that, and they bumped that shit up to, like, you know, let's get that up to, like, 75%, right? We really wanted to buy some of the Homescapes, because we're getting some good money from Daddy Google, right? And I was like, fuck me! I hate Homescapes now! I'm never going to play this game! I hate it! I'm never touching Homescapes ever.
I'm telling you, man, it's yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, and some people have those experiences too. That one just very specifically sticks with me, and that's why like I reduce the ads all the way down to the minute that they are, and I might even reduce them more or just take them off altogether if I can. But it's fucking hell, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
Fucking Homescapes, bro! I lost my mind! I heard the same ad 5 times! I went insane, I'm not kidding.
Royal Match, that's the name of it.
What is it?
Royal Match.
Royal Match?
Fucking Royal Match. That shit pops up so fucking much, and it's always some goofy ass celebrity that's talking. My new favorite game, Royal Match, is such a fun game.
Really?
And the best
Is
thing,
it really your favorite fucking game? You better try and tell me that shit. No, it's not. Don't you try and sell me on that shit. No, it's not.
And you know what their biggest selling point is that they always say? They make sure. And you know what the greatest thing about Royal Match is? There are absolutely 0 ads. So you're making an ad about selling me a game that doesn't have any other ads?
Dude.
Fuck you and your Inception that you're trying to pull off.
It used to be a standard that no mobile game had ads. And now they all fucking do because it makes them so much money, and it pisses me off, man. There's like even like I'll install some old games, I'll have them on my phone, and like, oh yeah, this game was really fun, I love it, and there'll be an ad randomly. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This game was perfect. I paid money for this app once upon a time, and you ruin it with ads. Ugh.
Telling you.
Yep. Anyway, adding everything else, this has been an absolute blast, Smooth. I don't want to keep you much longer. I know, like, you probably need to get in bed soon, or you got other stuff going on. But
I probably should, but I'm not going. I'm actually considering going on and going ahead and just turning my own stream on for a little bit and just.
there we go. Honestly, like I said, it's been an absolute honor tonight. If you guys are not following Smooth, I know we got a lot of people in here from Smooth's community and also my community. Go follow this man right now. I respect the hell out of him. I love the hell out of him. And hopefully, like, I'm gonna try and do this with pretty much every single person I've had so far on the stream, guest star, and people I've talked to. I'm gonna try and have like repeat times because I love getting everybody in here. I love having everybody discussing stuff. It's awesome, but we gotta we gotta do it. We gotta do this another time too. So
this was special. This was definitely special, man. I had a great time coming here.
Yeah, and like, I got 2 more things I want to say before we like really start closing it up. Well, 3. I'm gonna see if second one is gonna be 4 later, but no. If anybody else wants any drinks before we do get ready to raid out, do let me know. Thank you for the shout out for Smooth. Go follow him. Do it. If you guys got any drinks or anything else, let me know. It is 10 channel points, and I'll go ahead and bring you guys up something special. And another thing that I was going to say that I'm already forgetting. Oh gosh, I've already forgot the other 2 things. See, that's how fast my brain goes. I swear I have undiagnosed ADHD or something. I do my best, but I can't.
Man, look at that. Look at that.
All right, bed chamber. There we go. Let's get that served up. Ooh, I was also going to ask you, what is one word? I'm going to limit it to 1. What is one word that you can think of that would describe me? And I'll think of one word that I could use to describe you.
I think that you named it earlier, man. Just theatrical.
Theatrical?
Or if I was to elaborate on theatrical, whimsical.
Whimsical. Interesting.
Whimsical.
I like that.
Whimsical. There's a mystery and a curiosity, and then when you start to take the journey and you start diving down that well, you discover a whole new.
Awesome. I love that. And then let's see. What would I describe as you? Oh, now someone else giving you words? Now you got someone else giving you words. Oh my gosh. Man's jealous. Oh man.
Who said that? Who said that? Was that articulate? Articulate. You just want me to just stay as an unintelligent person, don't you?
Damn.
I can't stand it. See, the thing about Mr. Artemis Partimus here is that he was supposed to be doing words of the day, and he's not giving them. He just wants me to make dumb.
Damn.
I haven't let it go.
Wow. Imagine. But, oh man, now I gotta think of a word that would describe you. And like, I bounced around from like, real, but like I feel like that one's kind of overdone. I want to find one that fits more. I think I think inspiring. I think is the best one. Inspiring. Because
there's layers to that.
There are so many layers to that, and then like, just when I think of inspiring, there's a few people like I would think of that like would fit that word, but like you just like earned that word so much, even just in this coffee talk alone. Like, inspiring is just it encapsulates everything you, because like, you've got every single part of like giving somebody a drive. If somebody's having a rough day or whatever, you're like, hey, listen, let's dig into it, right? and that like everything about your personality, who you are, and who you present yourself as, it's inspiring to me because it makes me feel like, you know, like you're not just out here like doing what you are, like doing what you do as like your own personal thing. You're out here to help other people and inspire other people to be better, be better themselves. And that's honestly what I want to do for myself. And I feel like you encapsulate that perfectly.
So funny that you say that because earlier in Captain Boots' chat, she has a new redeem where I have to compliment myself. And I said, in my compliment, I said, I believe that I am, and here you are saying that was.
Wow. There you
and,
go.
You know,
there you go.
When it comes to inspiration, people don't seem to realize there's a responsibility when it comes to inspiring. And I just hope that I live up to that responsibility.
I mean, hey, that like I hear that. That's me too. Like I hear a lot of people say a lot of stuff, right? And I know I hear it all. I don't ever want it to go to my head. I don't think it will.
Exactly.
And I don't ever want it to.
And because that's another. That's part of the responsibility is making sure that you are humble when you get that type of recognition, because that's, oh man, getting, like you said earlier, getting lost in your own sauce. There's multiple ways of that happening. High on your own supply.
Yep. High on my own supply of V-milk. Got him.
You know what I'm saying? Let's bring that back around.
Ah, goodness.
But again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to co-host something that I thought already was amazing. I feel very privileged for you letting me on here, trusting with your established community that you have made for yourself in this and your safe space. Thank you for trusting me with your safe space.
Well, it's always an honor. Like I said, it's always an honor, and I appreciate that. Thank you for coming on, and bear with me, everybody. We are going to get ready to raid out, and stick around for a little bit after the stream smooth. We can debrief, depressurize a little bit more after it's done. But we got a pagan priest that's calling out to go. Any other drinks you guys want before the stream? Fucking hell! I was not expecting that. You came in like as soon as I referenced, like, we got a pagan priestess. Hold on, turn around, the stream room doors open, and she's just in there, just like, let's go. There, once again.
I love the energy that she brings. Dope.
Oh, yeah. There you go. And yeah, so I don't know why we didn't do this earlier, but we can do it right now. Short blurb about me. I'm Valacious. It's nice to meet you guys all. You guys have been here for about 2.5 hours. Some of you may be this first time in here, and you guys have no idea who the fuck is talking right here on the other end. Y'all just here for Smooth, all right? I am a variety streamer. I stream a bunch of stuff. Recently, I've been getting into Aliens Fireteam Elite. That game is phenomenal. I also do a lot of Hunt Showdown. I do the coffee talks 3 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Bunch of stuff going on all the time, and recently I've been breaking it up into guest stars, and it's been a lot of fun, and I just look forward to all the other stuff. I played Baldur's Gate 3. I'll play some random other stuff here and there. Variety gamer for a reason. I'll even do VR streams randomly, and yeah, lots of cool stuff. Give yourself a short little plug here, Smooth. Do it.
For everybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is also known as Smooth. I specialize in single-player adventure and action games, anything that basically has a good. You can find me on Twitch. I'm regular 10 a.m. Central Time to 11:30 a.m. Central Time, and that's about it. You know. As always, as I say at the end of my streams, thank you all for coming through, and y'all just stay happy, stay healthy, and keep it smooth.
There we go. And I think who we are going to go raid on out to is, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but the Plague Pals. They're an awesome bunch of friends that play some really funny games together and have really good dialogue. They're awesome, very wholesome. Appreciate the hell out of them, and that's where we're going to send the raid. So stick around, get some channel points for that, and I'd love to see you guys in another stream. And you guys better be following Smooth right the fuck now, and go appreciate that guy and catch him in his streams because it's awesome. All right. And I look forward to catching you another time. And stick around after the stream is done, Smooth. All right?
Will do.
Okay. So I'm going to get it on into here. Bear with everybody. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next stream.